Good? Yay, maybe? Good, go, good, ready, go, good, good. So I think we should be good now, right? Let's see, we got mic going on. So volume. All right, cool. Okay, sorry, dude. Thank you, Dustin. Man, gold star for you, dude. Like I said, I normally use a Rode mic. I got this DJI one that my wife used. I threw it on because I left mine at the shop. So anyway, what I was saying is that again, as a Trump supporter, someone who voted for this guy like emphatically, I can't take what he's doing to this country anymore. Not from a tax standpoint. He wanted to be what the Republican people wanted him to be, right? He pushed on this idea that, hey, I'm gonna go do deportations, I'm gonna cut taxes, I'm gonna go end wars, I'm gonna do all this shit, right? And then when it came time to actually do it, he has either not done it or he's backpedaled almost immediately. And again, as someone who was very frustrated with the way that the Democrat Party had moved this country so far to the left, I was wildly frustrated that we needed to at least be brought back to the center. And Trump was the vehicle to do that. Clearly, he hasn't done it. So again, like I said, I voted for this guy emphatically. I had the Trump signs. I was the America First, MAGA, the whole 9 yards. But I can't stand that he is essentially. I mean, he's kind of turned into just a straight populist, right? A Republican that kind of wears a little bit of a Democrat flag, and I can't have that. Like I said, I voted for this guy forever. I pushed for him. I'm a business owner. Like, I love the tax cuts. I love the idea of doing mass deportations and all these kind of things. But the most important thing as an American for me is you have to abide by the law, right? And we just, like, Trump doesn't do that. And not say the Democrats do, but this guy clearly hasn't, right? And he was supposed to be the guy that literally went in and quote unquote drained the swamp. And we know that's not happening either. Like, what we've seen with this Epstein files thing is just wild. Like, everyone that's in this guy's orbit is either corrupted by him and the way that he runs his administration, or the people that are either in the CIA or the FBI or Israel or whatever. The guy is just not doing it. He hasn't done what he said he was going to do. And again, as an American, I'm wildly frustrated, right? And I've got a whole list of things that Trump said he was going to run on, and then we're going to go over what he said that he didn't run on. So we got a couple comments in here real quick. I gotta respond to this one. Okay, allegations, no facts. Okay, this is a JS Scion 2006. So one of the things that I love when we all go back and forth. I really implore you guys, hit the like button, get people kicked in here so we can bat these topics around. And again, add to the comments. JS Scion, dude, thank you so much. Okay, so you're saying allegations, not facts, okay? So again, everyone's in the chat right now. I want you guys to put anything that you think is a fact at this point into the chat so that JS Scion can understand that what we're going to talk about today, like, these are all indisputable facts, right? Trump ran on several things, right? And this is the thing, when you run on something, you're running on ideas, right? You're running on a vision. You're running on the frustrations or the hopes that the American people have. And I think he took us all kind of on a ride, And again, I say that as a Trump supporter. I love this guy, But JS Scion. So the allegations are wild. Like, man, you don't have to like or dislike exactly what Trump's doing to understand that what he's doing is not good for this country, man. Like, again, and I'll just start with the Epstein thing because I've been talking about that for so long at this point. I've kind of beat this topic to death. But everybody around this Epstein thing looks corrupt, right? I mean, your director of the FBI looks corrupt, right? When he says that he's literally on testifying in front of Congress saying that there's no child sex trafficking ring, right? And again, I think at this point we all kind of know there's something there, right? And they'll argue that it's not, but clearly Kash Patel is corrupted or a liar at best, right? That Dan Bongino guy, he clearly didn't do anything. He left, and now he's working for Fox News, which is literally the shill, the propagandist arm of the Republican Party. I mean, they are Joseph Goebbels, if you want to go back to World War II. I mean, it's really bad. And again, I'm a Republican. I'm gonna put it out there, but I can see both sides of an issue, right? Like, I think this is wild. The people in his administration, Howard Lutnick, right, the Secretary of Commerce, he was in front of Congress yesterday talking about broadband and all this kind of stuff, and the guy literally lied about his connection with Jeffrey Epstein. Literally took his family, had dinner with this guy. They would go boating together, and this is well after Epstein was literally convicted as essentially a pedophile, sex trafficker, right, for underage girls. These people have no character, and Trump's inability to distance himself from this kind of rhetoric and these kind of allegations and these kind of people makes him dirty, right? I've said if you surround yourself with dirty people, you become dirty. It doesn't matter if you're Jesus, right? If Jesus surrounded himself with nasty people, Jesus is going to get some nastiness on him. It's the only way it can go. And Trump won't distance himself from any of these people. Trump's problem, right? I used to say like his vice was women, right? Like I think Trump, he puts a little bit too much emphasis on loyalty, right? And again, you have to be willing to take advice from the people that are close to you that say, hey, dude, you're fucking up, man. Like this ain't gonna work. Like you can't do this, right? As men, we understand that we like to have people on our orbit that are able to call us out on our bullshit, right? We like to have people on our orbit that are able to say, like, dude, that's fucking retarded. Like you're being a fucking dumb shit. And we can't seem to get anybody near Trump who can listen to reason, right? He's such a megalomaniac that he is unwilling to listen to anybody. And I can't. And you guys may disagree with me. I'm going to go through comments in just a second. I've got a bunch of stuff I want to talk about, but I will try and keep up with comments. I appreciate everyone in here throwing their stuff in the stream. But this guy, and again, I don't know that the Democrat is the answer. I'm not saying that, right? The point of this stream is just to say that me as a diehard Trump supporter, capitalist, someone that hires and fires people, that understands how capitalism works from a very elementary standpoint, cannot stomach what I'm seeing day in and day out from this guy. And it goes much more beyond Epstein. I mean, it goes to, right now we got defense contractors that are just buying back stock like crazy. You know, we got the whole Israel thing it leaves a dirty taste in my mouth. Like we got this whole Iran thing, leaves a dirty taste in my mouth. Trump's desire to keep home prices high, right? His inability to understand basic supply and demand, and his inability to say to older people, you know, like, hey, you basically got a shit ton of inflation. It drove up the cost of your homes, right? You got fucking $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 in, you know, equity in your homes that you didn't deserve, right? The government just printed a shit ton of money utilizing the Fed, drove the price of everything up, and then said, hey, look how rich you are. Meanwhile, young people can't fucking afford anything. Young people are expected to go to college, right, and then come out and earn 50 grand a year, right? And if they can't find a degree that uses what they studied, they got to go fucking work for Starbucks. Like, this man does not understand the world that he created, and he refuses to live in reality, right? And he doesn't give a fuck about young voters because he's a boomer, right? He's this old man who only cares about things like, you know, making sure Medicaid never gets changed and make sure Social Security never gets changed. You never lose a value in home. What Trump fails to understand when it comes to housing is that it used to be your home price going up was awesome. But what happens now is when your home price goes up, your fucking property taxes explode. Property taxes are going up faster than anything, right? Then you have the other side of it, which is the insurance side. You guys ever looked at your housing insurance, right? To get homeowners insurance from places like State Farm, Progressive, all these places, it's going up exponentially. So it's not even that people can't afford the homes, it's that people can't afford to insure them, right? And then if you can't put down 20%, then you got to pay PMI. PMI insurance is way up. So again, the affordability thing is a real problem in this country, and Trump refuses to address it, right? He constantly jerks off to the stock market while everyone else is like, well, I don't give a fuck about stocks because I can't put tires on my car, right? Like my fucking kids need to go to the doctor and I can't get time off work because my boss is a fucking asshole and I can't change jobs because there aren't any fucking jobs to go to. This guy he is wildly out of touch, and he surrounds himself with people that don't understand most people's experience, which is exactly the opposite of what I voted for, which is exactly the opposite of what I understood this guy to be, you know? So, all right, let's go through the comments real quick, and I'm going to continue on my talk, guys. I appreciate you being here this morning. Again, normally I do this at 12, and again, my name is Eric Wilk, and I do these streams usually one time a day. I try and do them around noon. I got to do this work because I got shit going on today. But I own a small business here in St. Louis, Missouri. We have about 8 employees. We do a small 7 figures in revenue. We do about 500 pieces of furniture. We're known for beautiful custom furniture. We're known for our beautiful production furniture that we make right here in St. Louis using American lumber, American plywoods, American tools, American employees, American transportation. And that's where I come from. Again, I'm a guy, I never graduated high school. I met a woman who could do all the things that I couldn't do, and we grew this thing from literally a garage here in St. Louis to about 15,000 square feet here by the Del Mar Loop in St. Louis. So anyway, go to thesplendidcrow.com if you guys want to see our furniture. I don't try to sell anybody anything. I'm not trying to sell you courses. I'm not trying to sell you fucking t-shirts and cups and bullshit so I can sit here and talk to you guys when I actually have to go to work. I do a real job. So anyway, that's where all the, okay, let's go with the comments. So we had Dustin here. Dustin let me know that my mic wasn't on this morning. Dustin, I really appreciate that, dude. So Dustin M5D, I can't say it enough. Okay, JS Stein again. I appreciate what you were saying, dude. I appreciate being in the comments and putting your points in there. I want everyone to do that. Put your stuff in here. Like I said, we're talking about Trump this morning and about how I think it's time for him to go, right? And everyone says that, you know, well, JD's then going to come. Like, fine, I'll take JD Vance at this point. I know he's probably a Manchurian candidate for AI and these big tech companies, and I got that listed here. We'll talk about that as we're going through comments. Okay, We got Doug Willis, TS. Sorry, guys, a little light here. Okay, you sound like another typical Democrat freeloading crybaby. Okay, well, Doug, again, Doug, go to my website. You'll see that I'm a legit business. I'm a legit business owner. I tell anyone, you guys ever come to St. Louis, look up their Athletic Crow, come in and say hi. Tell me you're one of these guys who likes to argue with me on YouTube. I'd be happy to meet you and show you how we make money in a real business. And then, hell, maybe you can even get on the stream. We'll say hi to you there. Okay, who is this? We got Lord. God dang, guys. There we go. No, much better. Okay, we got Lord Alcatraz. So I'll shoot your eye out. Yeah, I know. Red Rider BB guy. No, I love the lamp. Everyone likes the lamp. It's one of the things that I try and shoot from this location when I'm at home. Otherwise, I'm in my shop. I'm shooting somewhere in the building. But yeah, love this. It's a what do they call official leg lamp? So it's legit. Okay. Let's see. Brandon O'Shea. Doug, and you sound like a typical MAGA parrot. Yeah, no, I don't think I sound like a MAGA parrot. Like, I'm literally the guy that is saying, like, as a MAGA type person, I don't think Trump should stay in office. Like, does he need to be impeached? I don't know that he's like to that level, but at some point he needs to go. Man, this guy needs to step down. He needs to let younger blood come into this country. I think one of the issues with these old fucks when they get into office is that they don't have to live with the consequences of their actions, right? Like, Trump's big thing is he just wants to put his fucking name on everything, which is great. He's got his name on everything, right? But he can't ruin what makes America great. He can't allow America to stay the way that it was during COVID, the way it was during Biden. He really needs to make a change, and he doesn't really seem to want to do that. Every time he gets the opportunity to make the changes that really need to be made, he's unwilling to go to the next level, right? And as like I said, as a boss, as an employer, like, when I got to do shit that's really uncomfortable that I don't want to do, I don't just say, it's kind of hard and people might not like it, so I'm not going to do it. Like, no, I don't have a fucking choice. Like, I got to do these things. Otherwise, my business collapses, right? I lose money. I lose employees. I lose, the brand that I've built over time. I lose the respect that my company has, my integrity. You lose all that kind of stuff. And this guy, again, as a branding genius, I'll give him credit. Like, the guy's a marketing, he's fantastic at it, but he's really fucking up bad. And I can't keep doing this, right? As someone that needs to run a business, that needs to run an American business, right? You guys want to talk about owning an American company and hiring American people and selling to Americans? Like, I am exactly what this guy said he was going to do, and he's backed away every time, right? He didn't go after China, right? Which is the greatest enemy that America has, and we created them. He refuses to understand that American businesses propped up China. American businesses gave China all their technology, all the science that they have, gave them all the ability to raise their country up to become the country that competes with. Trump refuses to acknowledge it. He talks tariffs all the time. You guys notice that he doesn't tariff China at all? Because all their shit that we use here in America, the cheap stuff that the people that can't get any fucking jobs need to buy, he refuses to tariff it 400%. He refuses to raise the price of what comes in from the third world because he doesn't want to lose votes. He doesn't want to piss people off, even though we would have more work if we would tariff these fucking people. Like, I hate to tell you guys this. Like, this is, and I'm not going to I don't want to talk about that today, but all right, let's keep going. Expected losses from white-collar crime since 2013 is estimated at 1.3 trillion. I hear this a lot, and I agree with you guys. I think Trump is essentially big business's bitch, right? And this really bothers me. I'm here. I've got Fox News on right now. Guess what? Lockheed Martin's buying back stock. How is it that Lockheed Martin has so much revenue they can buy back stock? Oh, yeah, the taxpayer fucking gives them money, right? Every time we send billions of dollars over to Israel, you think Israel's coming in and buying things from American businesses? No, they're not. They're buying fucking weapons. That's all they're buying. And that's literally what that money is for. So it's essentially a massive kickback to the defense contractors, which I don't agree with. Again, Trump said that he said he was going to end wars. He's going to end conflicts. He's going to, make America great. He's going to build up our military, all these kind of things. Like, again, I'm fine with all that. He's wanting to build up the military, but he's not wanting to end any conflicts. If anything, the world is more unstable than when the guy got into office. So again, big fail. And when you are constantly throwing your weight around, like, you can just fucking bully the entire world around, again, America probably can. I'm not going to lie, but now is not the time to do that kind of stuff. We don't need to be, throwing our dick around to all these countries, right? It sounds great. And I hear this all the time when I get on, like, X, and you got all these, Republican cucks on there going, yeah, America, fuck yeah, Team America, like, we're the baddest motherfuckers. We're going to fuck everybody up. Like, do what we want or we're going to bomb you. Do what we want or we're going to, oust your leader. Do what you want or we're going to go steal your continent. Like, do it. As an American, I don't like that. I like having the biggest dick, don't get me wrong, but I'm not out there to throw it in everyone's face, right? I don't think that any country is unaware of how great America's might is, right? How massive our military is, how much we could fucking decimate them. I don't think any country's unaware of that, right? But from a political standpoint, Trump is just, he's all kinds of wrong. He's all kinds of wrong. And again, I say this as a Republican, as a man, as someone who, has had to throw his weight around in my lifetime. I understand where this guy is coming from, but he's doing it in all the wrong ways. So very disappointed. And yeah, the whole white collar crime thing, when you see companies like Intel, right? I'm from Oregon. Intel was founded in Oregon. When the federal government goes in and buys up parts of a company because we need to make chips or whatever, like that's no bueno. The government cannot buy into businesses, right? Just like when the government went in and bailed out the auto industry, right? Went and bailed out the insurance industry after the great financial crisis. The government can't do that. You have to let businesses fail. And if you don't let businesses fail, there's no fucking new businesses, guys. The new businesses take that money and they buy up their competition. They buy up stock. They make sure their bonuses get paid. They make sure everyone gets paid. Meanwhile, the people get fucked. And Trump is not looking out for the people. He's looking out for big business. And I say this as a capitalist. And it fucking pisses me off that I have to even say this because this guy is supposed to understand what small business needs. When he was running on the campaign show, remember he was saying, how he's gonna tariff the third world. He's gonna bring manufacturing back to America. Well, here's the thing that Trump doesn't understand about manufacturing, okay? You gotta fucking have a place to manufacture, right? You gotta have people that want to manufacture. And you spent 20 fucking years sending everyone to college, right? So when I say, hey, college grad, here's a fucking hammer and some nails, they look at me like, well, it looks kind of dangerous. What am I supposed to do with a hammer? What about do I get PPE for my fingers? Like, where's my bubble wrap? This hammer looks kind of dangerous. It's got a pointy end on the why is this hammer made of wood? They're terrified to do these kind of jobs. So you can't just simply say, well, bring the manufacturing back, and your fucking people are just going to jump onto it, right? Which is why we have. I say this to everyone. This is why you have the third world in here. The reason we have so many fucking Mexicans here is because we sent all the kids to college and they became fucking babies. And again, I honestly don't blame the college kids, right? But when you say to them, hey, I want you to get in that hole, clean off that fucking auger bit, because we got to pour a shit ton of forms today, they're going to look at you and go like, well, I got a fucking political science degree. It's like we did not prepare people, right? And I say this all the time. Big business sent your fucking jobs to the third world. They sent them to the third world, and then they told you guys to go to college because you're going to get to work in an office. They sold you guys this idea that you're going to be fucking Gordon Gekko, right? Greed is good, these kind of things. And now you're realizing that, wait, they also brought the third world in here. And now when it comes time for you guys to need some work to make money, there's no fucking money, guys. There's no jobs. Why would a business hire you fucking whiny pussies from college when they got a fucking Mexican in here that'll work for the same wage they would pay you, but he's not going to bitch, right? He's going to show up. He's not going to tell you about his fucking kid problems, right? He's not going to be on his phone all the time. He's not going to be bitching about the cost of housing, right? Again, these guys fucked you guys 7 ways from Sunday, and it's going to get bad. Trump was supposed to work on some of this shit. He's not doing it. He's not fucking doing it. And it pisses me off as someone that hires and fires people. It drives me crazy. Sorry, guys, I'm going to keep going with their comments, but yeah, I agree with you. Who is this? This is Chad2831. Dude, you're 100% right. The amount of time that the big business gets from this administration is wild. It's absolutely wild. And I'd be happy to talk more. And you guys want to put in the comments, you guys want to talk about that more. Okay, I will say this. He is a better than the alternative everyone have. Yeah, and again, Dustin, I think you're right. I agree that he's better than Kamala Harris would have been. I'll say that. But at this point, I don't know that Trump, yeah, I can't refute that. Yes, he would have been better than the alternative. What I don't like is that we have shitty and shittier for candidates, right? We can't seem to get a candidate that works for the average person, right? That looks at someone who's 30 years old and says, well, hey, how can I give them the life that I had, right? So you guys, I've said this many times. I bought my first home when I was 21 years old, right? I paid $99,000 for it. It was fucking Pepto-Bismol pink on the inside. I learned how to replace carpet, put down tile, build new cabinets, put in new windows, put in patio doors, build fences, redo decks. I learned how to do all that shit with that home, right? I did it when I was 21 years old. We need a candidate that comes into office and says, you know what? Let's give these guys some fucking opportunity, right? Let's give them a hope and a chance to have what I had, because I think my life is fucking great. I think my life is amazing, and I want that for more people. And it pisses me off that Trump doesn't fucking talk to those people. He doesn't speak to those people. And J.D. Vance, I don't know that J.D. Vance is going to be any better. Kamala Harris, that bitch is just fucking DEI hire. Like, the only reason you guys even know her name is because she's black, right? And the funny thing about her is she's not even black. She's fucking Indian, but she always talks about how black she is. Her dad's fucking Jamaican, right? And the media props that shit. And that's a problem when you have these fucking left-wing people. They do the same thing. It's just as bad on the right. It's just as bad on the left, you know? So there's no good option here. And Trump was supposed to be something in the right direction. And I just think it's bad, guys. Like, I can't figure it out, guys. I cannot figure it out. So you guys let me know what the fucking problem is. You guys are in the stream, hit the like button, add the discussion. It really helps to kick it around. Like I said, I'll give you guys an hour or two this morning. I don't got to be anywhere early on today. Let's talk about this, because this bothers me as again, as a Trump supporter. So, okay, who we got in here? We got Francis Kalima. Okay, Francis. So who is this? We got 5 hours sent a gift. Okay, all right, man, that's freaking awesome. Thank you so much for the gift. I love gifts. I love super chats. I love all that stuff. But anyway, I'm not trying to sell you guys nothing. I really do appreciate that. I'm going to get back to you in just a minute. Okay, Francis Kalima, 1762. Either you're in the cult or not. And again, I don't think this is a cult thing. You always hear people say that. And again, this is that thing. It's like, well, Kamala would have been better than Trump. Trump would have been better than Kamala. It's like, you're a Republican, you're a Democrat. They try and pigeonhole everyone and put everyone into a tribe, guys. And I'm here to tell you guys that the tribe thing isn't real, right? It's what they do to fucking control you guys. It's the same thing with this Epstein thing. It's like, they don't want you guys focusing on this Epstein thing. They're doing anything they can to distract you from this situation. I mean, what is it? The Savannah Guthrie story going on right now. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of that. I don't give a fuck. You look at Fox News right now. You know what they're talking about? I got it right here. They're talking about crypto and digital assets. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Like, tell the Fed to stop printing fucking money. You don't have to worry about digital assets. You know, what are they? CBDCs. Like, you don't have to worry about that shit. Stop fucking printing money. Balance the budget. You know, and again, you're going to get the other side. You're going to say, well, you know, we got to make sure we take care of the poor. You know, stop, you know, giving tax cuts to the rich. Like, how about we just do both, right? No tax cuts for the rich, no fucking benefits for the poor. Like, how about we just cut most of it off, right? We take care of our fucking old people. We let people go to school. We let people start businesses, and we stop fucking putting everyone against each other. Because I'm here to tell you guys, as a small business owner, the best way to know about your community and help your community is to hire from your fucking community, right? That's what it's for. So anyway, I'm going to stop there. Okay, you guys get me worked up. Okay, Chad, 2381. Okay, hold on. Wait, I'm going to get to, we got Curly Eastbourne, Doug, and you sound like Doug's mushroom muncher. Donald's mushroom muncher. That's from that Stormy Daniels. His dick looks like a mushroom. That whole thing was kind of interesting too. Like they're trying to, you know, say this guy can't be president because he paid a hooker. Like, okay, like I'm not worried about paying a hooker. I'm worried about, you know, letting people that are into pedophiles roam free. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about letting people that love to associate with pedophiles and let pedophiles go into your administration. Make them the heads of your administration. Make it the figureheads of the departments in your administration. And you just basically look the other way like, meh, like, they're always wrong about me. They're always wrong about these guys too. Just keep going forward. And you guys know Trump's big thing is never admit you're wrong. The minute you admit you're wrong, they pounce, right? So that's why Trump never admits he's wrong, you know, which again, that's a character flaw in my opinion. And again, you know, at some point you got to be empathetic. At some point you got to be willing to say to your citizens, your constituents, whatever it is, like you're wrong. Like you fucked up, man. Like there's nothing wrong with admitting that you're wrong, and then you move forward. Right? Move forward. Like people will respect you, and they'll let you, you know, have another chance at it if you're honest with them. You know, and again, as people always talk about Trump, like, oh, Trump's the big bankrupter. He bankrupts business all the time. Again, people respect people that go bankrupt and get back up and put their chips back on the table, right? And when it happens multiple times, people respect those guys because it's fucking hard, guys. As a business owner, it is wildly difficult to run a business. You know, and again, I've worked on the W-2 side where I was collecting a paycheck, and then I've been on the other side where I write the paycheck, okay? Writing the paycheck, wildly more difficult. I would say not as stressful. It can be, right? And it never gets turned off, but they're very different things. So, and one can't be without the other. People, I always lose when I say that kind of stuff. Like, a business owner cannot have a business without people, right? Unless they use the third world, right? Which conveniently, that's what they're doing, right? Or you bring in the help, right? You don't have to use the Americans, right? Okay. Here we go some more. This is, this is Lord Alcatraz again. The only thing in the files is corruption of like, what? Corruption of Democrats? Like, Lord, dude, you can't be honest, right? If you only think that this is a Democrat issue, like you're fucking blind, man. Like, what are you talking about? Who is this Lord Alcatraz 000? Like, guys, throw some shade at this guy. Like, you can't say that, man. Like, this is not a Democrat or Republican issue, dude. Like, I don't know where we get this tribalism on an issue. Like, if you're going to look at an issue, you got to be honest about it, guys. you got to be honest. Like, this is a Democrat issue and this is a Republican issue. Both these people are fucking corrupt, okay? It just so happens that Trump is in office right now, and the people that are in his administration just happen to be in those files. There's also Democrat people in these files, too. And again, administrations for the last 20 years have covered this shit up. They haven't done anything about it. The people that have been the head of the FBI haven't done anything about it, right? Which means that they think that having a pedophile in their orbit is a good thing for America, right? I've said it. This is A Few Good Men. This is Colonel Jessup and Tom Cruise's character in A Few Good Men, right? The CIA, the FBI, Donald Trump administration, they think that the ends justify the means, right? This guy was going around collecting dirt on people, having honeypots, blackmails, all this kind of stuff. They think that is good for you, the American. And I say, fuck that. I'm not okay with that. I am not okay with that as an American citizen. You can't go around, collecting dirt on people, trying to put people in compromising positions that may or may not have otherwise been there, and call yourself good. I don't want that for my country. Okay. All right, Pure Joy R9F. Nameless people are calling the shots, and what can and cannot be said. Nameless people are calling the shots, and what can. Yes, and I think that's a massive problem. And again, now we're back to this whole Epstein thing. It's wild. You can't have that, right? We have to have more transparency. One of the things that I shouldn't say one of the things. The thing that the intel community uses to keep the American citizen in the dark about what's really going on in this world right now is they use something called sources and method and confidential informants and ongoing investigations, right? Fucking JFK was an ongoing investigation for like 50 years. Give me a fucking break. You can't do that. You can't just keep things hidden forever. You can't just not show people shit. It's wild. You guys know that when people are in government, there's actually I can remember what they call it. They call it basically where they can't be sued, they can't be held liable for things after like 5 years, right? A statute of limitations, right? That goes on for people in government. Meanwhile, the people in our intel communities can have ongoing investigations for decades. Like, you can't, decades? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what are we doing here? It's just wild. Our government is just, it's too big and it's too secretive, and the people need more sunlight as to what's going on. So anyway, okay, but yeah, that's a great comment, Pure Joy. Okay, we got FI Beach Girl 34. No politician ever does what they said they're going to do in the campaign. Name one president that did what they said they were going to do while they were campaigning. I don't think it. No. So again, people always say that kind of stuff. And again, if you guys are in the stream, hit the like button on the discussion. Kick this thing around. I need a quick cup of coffee. I'll comment on this. Drink Pete's coffee. I don't know what you guys drink. Look at that. We call that character on that cup. Big old ding in it. I bought these things like 15 years ago. I still have them. I bought a whole bunch of them. Okay. All right. So yeah, every president does something, right? And again, I wrote down. Let's go through. Let's go through real quick what Trump ran on, and then we'll go through the presidents and kind of every president does something, and it's great. But the problem is they do that one thing and then they bitch out on other things, or they just completely change their minds, right? So the big thing with Trump was tax cuts, right? He cut taxes, right? And I've said it as a small business owner, the reason everyone runs on tax cuts is because big business wants tax cuts, right? Big business has the money to pay the politicians to write the rules and the regulations, right? When they send your job to the third world to make the thing that we used to make here in America, they take that delta, the $250 they're paying someone in China and the $32.50 they're supposed to pay you, they take that $30 an hour and they buy politicians. They buy influence. They buy regulators. They buy all these kind of things, and this is what always fucks people. Now, the small business owner gets a little bit of that, but it's meant for big business, right? Small businesses never have enough money to essentially buy politicians. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, barely got enough money to, pay rent sometimes. Okay, he ran on mass deportations. Didn't happen, right? He tried. It got real kind of scary. He bitched out, okay? And we saw what happened there. He ran on tariffs. He did the tariffs thing. April 1st, 2025. I was guy doing streams about it. It's fucking awesome, right? Never seen this before. Bitched out, right? And he bitched out big on China. He bitched out on Vietnam, right? Vietnam is my industry, furniture, right? I make furniture, American furniture. Most people make their furniture in Vietnam and China. He bitched out on both of them, okay? And again, loves to talk shit on China. Oh, they're our enemy. They're our fucking boogeyman. They're our Russia. Have you guys noticed that? Like, they are the Russia. It's either China's Russia or Russia's Russia, right? You always got to have a boogeyman. So he bitched out on that one, right? We got the drain the swamp thing, right? He didn't drain the swamp. He traded one group of swamp creatures for another group of swamp creatures, right? And again, I like some of the people he put in there. Like, people don't like that Pete Hegseth guy. I'm one of these people that thinks if you're going to be a leader, you're going to be an owner, a boss, right? You need to be willing to do what your employees do. And I get when you get to be a big business, that's different. But this guy's the head of the fucking department, really called Department of War now. And again, he's out there doing fucking PT with people. Like, in my mind, that's fucking leadership, man. Like, where's Trump going and talking to fucking 20-somethings about buying a home? Where's Trump going talking to people that are in their 30s that are living in fucking apartments in Austin when they could because they can't afford fucking homes? Like, where's Trump going and talking to, again, everyone seems to know where these illegal aliens are. Why isn't Trump going and talking to illegal aliens and say, hey man, why are you guys here? What brought you here? What's going on here? Like, why don't you leave? You know, why doesn't he go fucking talk to people? Because he doesn't want to. He's not fucking interested, right? So he fucked up there, okay? He ran on law and order, okay? Now, Trump has brought back law and order, in my opinion. The problem is he doesn't enforce it, right? He'll enforce selectively things. And you guys heard me on my streams. I talk about this shit all the time. Trump is wild about enforcing the laws that he wants. And again, all of his cuck buddies on the right, they're like, yeah, fuck around, find out. You know, oh, this is amazing. Oh, impact. They always use these stupid words, right? Then you got the left saying, he's fucking corrupt. He's the worst. He's Hitler. He's this, he's that, right? He's Mao. They say all this shit, right? It's wild. He has to enforce the rules. Like, Jesus Christ, okay? The other thing he ran on was ending foreign conflicts, right? How's that working out? He always points out, oh, I ended all these conflicts. No one's ever fucking heard of them. No one's ever heard of them. You know, the big ones that we've all heard of, he hasn't ended jack shit, right? It wasn't that he ended the Israel-Gaza conflict. It's that they fucking leveled Gaza. It's over. There's nothing left to fucking, you know, carpet bomb. The only thing left to do is bring the fucking bulldozers and the hotels. That's it, right? He didn't end the whole Russia thing. That shit's still going on, but you realize you don't hear about it very much, right? Very good about keeping that whole conflict, you know, under wraps, right? He's, you know, bellicosing over there in Iran. He's fucking bellicosing in South America. He's fucking talking shit over this Greenland. Like, the guy is wildly contradictory. And again, as someone who, I like having that big dick mentality sometimes, this guy's not doing it. He's not doing it, and he doesn't go all the way, which is another problem, right? So those are the things this guy ran on. The last thing he ran on was preserving Medicare and Social Security, right? Medicare and Social Security. And again, this is that old voter base, right? He has to have the old people, right? He can't risk trying to balance the budget, right? And again, this is the thing that as a business owner, I understand how this shit works. You have to balance your budget. You can't run a company, you can't run a country, you can't run anything without balancing your books a little bit, right? Again, he'll never cut Medicare and Social Security, which are the fucking highest line items there. And you always get these people that say, oh, I paid in my entire life. Yeah, but you fucking, when the system was written, it wasn't expected for you to live to your fucking 98 years old and for healthcare to be so goddamn expensive that we just flip the bill for whatever it costs to keep your old ass alive. Like, again, the numbers don't work anymore. And everyone says, oh, well, you don't have empathy. Like, no, fucking, I have empathy. Again, get rid of the corporate welfare, right? Get rid of the corporate welfare. Let's minimize the welfare, right? And let's see if we can pay for these old people. Let's see if we can give people fucking education, healthcare, the things that they say they really want. But there's only so much money to go around. And again, Trump bitches out on all this stuff. Always gets tax cuts to the wealthy people, though, right? Like, I got my bonus depreciation this year. I don't know what you guys got for tax cuts. You're going to get the biggest tax cuts of all time. Everyone's going to get all this money back. You know what sucks about getting money back, guys? I mean, hear me out. See if you guys agree with me. Hit the like button if you agree with this. You know what sucks about getting money? If it's already fucking spent because you're basically living on credit. What's the point of fucking getting money then? Sucks. It's fucking terrible. And that's what's going on. Again, people are going to get lots of tax returns back, but again, the money's already spent. Everyone's living on fucking credit. I don't know if you guys have heard this. You know, this whole Affirm buy now, pay later kind of shit. This shit's exploding. You guys seen that stock? I bought it at $11. I want to say it's like 70, 80 bucks right now. Like, stock prices don't go up because businesses are doing terrible, okay? I mean, we know where all the money's going. So again, sorry guys, I know I can run my mouth. Let's run through comments here. I apologize. Okay, let's see, Francis, your comment was redacted. Dustin, M5D, laughing out right by James, okay. Brandon O'Shea back in here. Fragile must be Italian. Okay, we got, this is 9, reality check 9. Guilt by association is bullshit. Again, I don't disagree with what you're saying. The problem is you can't have decades of guilt by association. At what point, make sure I get your name right here. This is 9, reality check 9. Okay, at what point does guilty by association fall into place? So put it in the comments. I want to know, because at some point, like, you can't, was hanging out with Epstein not guilt by association before he was basically convicted of being a pedo, right? Or does it happen after, right? When you say, hey, I'm not going to hang out with this guy because he's fucking terrible, but then you come to find out you've been hanging out with him forever, like, are you guilty at that point? Like, what? Again, the rules have to apply at some point. And again, just to make some blanket statement, oh, guilt by association is bullshit. Okay, what? Are you saying that you like to hang out with child fuckers? Is that like your thing? Y'all like to go, look at 9-year-old girls undress, through fucking little holes in the wall. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? No guilt by association. Like, where's your shame? Where's your shame, dude? Like you, what? I can't remember his name, guys. So anyway, okay, we got this is Funk Bros 3141. Good name. Okay, why did Woody Allen vote for Kamala? I have no idea, man. Woody Allen's a weird dude, man. I don't understand what the appeal is of that guy. I think that's like an older demographic that recognizes that guy. Like, I'm a wild movie buff. I was in the Baywatch movie. I love movies. I love the film industry. I love all that shit. I don't get the Woody Allen thing. He must be a product of his time. Put it that way. Okay. Let's see. James NH5FL. Okay, bro, take a breath. Fact that Trump needs to be in the front window. That simple fact is more important than all the political bullshit. Waste of time. That Trump. Okay, bro, take a breath. Okay. Fact, that Trump needs to be in the front window. That simple fact is more important than all the political BS. Waste of time. Okay, this is James. Again, I'm not quite sure what you're saying. I guess it's saying that like he constantly needs to be in the spotlight, right? People would call that a form of narcissism, right? Which, again, I don't necessarily know that you can have a president without some form of narcissism, but I guess you're right. I'm not quite sure what to comment on that one. Okay, Curly Eastbourne. Donald Trump doesn't have a low bar, and that will be his downfall. Yeah, well, again, like I said, I think Trump is more into loyalty than anything else, right? Like, and I guess that's great if you're running a family or you're running a regular business or something like that. But when you're running a country, and you surround yourself with people of wildly questionable character, I mean, are we okay with that? I'm not okay with that. I think it's kind of fucking crazy, to be quite honest with you guys. But man, I don't know. I just the dude is wild. All right, so let's keep going here. I appreciate you guys being in the stream this morning. If you're in the stream, hit the like button, add the discussion. We got a lot of people in here. People clearly, understand where I'm coming from as a Trump supporter. I think a lot of people are just, it's not buyer's remorse. We just literally see what a megalomaniac looks like, and we see how this guy is not helping the average person. I mean, the ties between big business and other governments and allowing essentially criminals to roam around America because it's good for your deep state, for your intelligence agency. It's good for you to get dirt on other people in other countries. I'm just not okay with that. I'm done with that. Okay, we got this is Civil Malak 1077. Yep. Okay, this is Sue Brural 5282. Should he listen to you? Okay, yeah, Trump's not gonna listen to me. So here's the thing, guys. There's a really famous person here in St. Louis. His name is Andy Frisella. He owns First Form. I'm sure many of you have used his products. If you've used his products, put it in the stream. Let me know what you've used. This guy has a very similar approach to what I advocate for. He is very pro-America, has an American business, came from very humble beginnings, and never went to college and figured it out. He's a wildly successful guy, and he always talks about how he got successful and what's good for the country. And I think he's a great guy. Go look him up. He's way more famous than I'll ever be. He's wildly successful, and he wants some inspiration. Go see what that guy has to say. I think we're all very similar. Okay, Civil Malak 1077 crazy. Car insurance. Yeah, car insurance is wild, guys. Like, again, I love cars. I love to buy cars. I'm a big fan of working on cars, driving fast, hearing engines, all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, the cost to buy a car is no longer the deciding factor. It's what's the fucking insurance. What's the property tax, right? Because property tax is wildly different between states, right? The insurance is wildly different between states. And buying cars today is like, I don't know if I want to have a car loan anymore. Like, I got one car loan on our Tesla, but I'm not a car loan guy because the insurance to have a car with a loan is just prohibitively expensive. Okay. Oh my God, another victim. This is super. Okay. Jack Gibbs 3044. Dude, don't pull all this shit on Trump. Y'all tread. Forget that damn Democratic Party done this country, and the reason why is all this chaos go to. This is Jack Gibbs 3044. So Jack Gibbs, I agree with you, and this is the thing. Like, more people need to be able to separate this whole tribal thing. Like, just because I voted for Trump doesn't mean I condone everything this guy does, right? Just because I watched how bad the Democratic Party fucked this country during COVID, right? The whole stay-at-home mentality, the class warfare between the people that can work from home and those of us that have to go fucking empty trash cans and build furniture to support these fuckheads that stay at home, right? You have to be able to parse these things out, right? You guys remember, Trump's the guy that gave you guys all the fucking money. Right. And again, he should have never closed down the economy. And again, like he always does, Trump initially said, you guys probably remember this, he said, we're not shutting this economy down. Like, you can't shut down the economy. But then again, all these people started talking to him. Eventually, it's like, okay, well, we got to do, what was it, 15 days to stop the spread? 15 days turned into like 2 fucking years, So again, Trump starts off really well and he has the right ideas. Instincts are good, but he starts listening to these fucking horrible people in his orbit. Again, for a guy that's owns hotels and has businesses, like, he sure shit is horrible at hiring people. My wife always says this, but it's absolutely true. Everyone that gets to this guy eventually, or the people start crying, and he's just like, okay, well, I guess I can't do this, even though his instinct, I think, was right on that particular issue. So again, separate the whole tribal thing. Again, just because you vote for someone doesn't mean you have to condone everything that they do, whether it's left or right, rich, poor, old, young, all these kind of things. One group of people. You say one bad thing about a Jew doesn't mean you fucking hate all Jews, right? You say one bad thing about Israel doesn't mean you hate all fucking Jews. You say one bad thing about black people doesn't mean you hate all black people or white people or green people, whatever. Like, again, this idea that you say one bad thing, therefore, like, that's just insane. So again, lots of comments coming in, guys. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys being here this morning. Happy Wednesday. Hit the like button. I haven't seen the like button move up very much. We got, sorry guys, I'm kind of new to this, right? So channel's monetized. There's other things on here like super chats and gifts and all these kind of things. I'm trying to learn how this stuff goes. So if you're the person that put I think it's a gift in here, I will try and get to you before the stream is over. I'm trying not to do too much back in, so I'm trying to converse with everyone on the stream and try to have the conversation back and forth. Again, I do this as a normie, right? I do this as someone, like, I don't sit at home here in my office. Like, everyone has these streams where they're begging for sponsors, right? They're begging for people to notice them so they can get paid to stay home. Okay, I don't get paid to fucking stay home. I got 15,000 square foot shop. I got 8 guys over there working for me. Like, I got to get to work. I do these streams because I want people to know that you don't have to go to college. You don't have to graduate high school. If you fucking work hard, if you get really good at something that's hard, that's the key. You got to do something that's hard that most people don't want to do. You can figure it out. You can have a good life, right? You don't have to follow a path. There's normal people out here. We don't live on fucking YouTube money. We have real careers and real jobs. So that's why I do this shit. Okay, more comments coming in. This is Johnny here. Oregon beta. Okay, yeah, I had to leave Oregon, man. It really pissed me off. I love Oregon. My dad's lived there for 70 years. He says he doesn't even recognize Oregon anymore. He can't believe what's happened to that state. But we won't talk about that too much. Okay, Jake from State Farm 585. Great name, dude. Kids have nothing but computer skills these days. And again, like Jake, like the youth today, they do have some great things to offer, but the problem is that the economy that's coming, right? The economy that is going to pay them what they need to get paid. Like me, as someone who had a home when he was 21, I want everyone to be able to buy a fucking home when they're 21, right? But if the skills you have are no longer in demand, you got to learn something new. And I've said it, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, guys. The only thing that is guaranteed as far as a career goes is you have to do something that most people don't want to do. And that's it, right? You want to always have a job? Go dig forms for a fucking house, right? You want to always have a job? Go lay concrete on the highway. You want to always have a job, right? Go be the guy that welds on skyscrapers, right? You want to always have a job? Go be the guy that works on oil rigs. You will always have a job. You'll always make tons of money. But again, while we were siphoning off all the jobs to the third world, they're like, well, we got to figure out what do we do with all these fucking kids, right? They're going to need jobs. And if we don't have the jobs that we're outsourcing, well, we got to give them something to do. So let's send them to college for 20 years. So we got people that went to college. You guys notice how many people go to college for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years? They're supposed to be PhDs and doctors, but these are people that end up with fucking bachelor's degrees. These are people that just keep staying in college. They love the academic life, and they keep getting loans from the federal government that are backed by you and I to keep doing that, so they never have to get out in the real world, So I don't want to try to run my mouth too much. Okay, user SD4WW3GE9G. The scenario sounds bogus. Okay, well, I'm not sure the scenario is NAFTA. Anyone? Yeah, NAFTA much? Like, and yeah, I've said this many times, guys. What? Let's see who we got here. Who said this? This is user TTBR 5. Okay, yeah. So NAFTA was like 1994. That's where we essentially allowed the normalization of trade relations with South America, essentially, and yeah, Canada, South America's all we care about in that case. Okay. That happened in the mid-90s, but the thing that really fucked us was letting China in the World Trade Organization, because that basically meant that we could then normalize relationships with a communist country, right? Remember how America was anti-communist. We're only going to spread democracy. We're only going to spread capitalism, right? The places that we manufacture all of our shit are either communist or socialist. You don't believe me? Fucking look it up, right? We love Vietnam. Vietnam's great, okay? Fucking socialist country. We love China. communist fucking country, right? We love India, okay? India used to be communist fucking country. Now they're actually a democracy, right? They're getting better, but it's still not, again, like America, right? We can't deal with Russia, right? We can't deal with, oh God, who's the one I was going to say? We got a lot of these countries. God dang it. I'm drawing a blank. It's right by Russia. Like, we can't deal with these countries that have massive amounts of resources, massive amounts of industry, massive amounts of very similar cultures, right? We can't deal with any of those people, but we can deal with this fucked up communist country, this fucked up socialist country. We love that shit. We can't get enough of it, you know? And people don't seem to be able to separate, you know, communism and capitalism. They kind of go together. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. And now that we're talking about, well, let's bring capitalism back to the capitalist country, they're like, fuck that. How are we going to make any money if we don't allow, you know, communist countries to make all of our shit? Okay, very fucking hypocritical. And Trump was supposed to help with that. He's not doing it. Okay, sorry guys, I'm gonna go down to the very end of my stream here. I want to see just how far I'm off the comments. Sorry guys, I'm way behind. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the middle here, somewhere close to the middle. We're gonna keep going with comments. If I missed your comment, I really apologize. Put it in the comment again. I'm gonna try and work through them. The comments go so fast, guys. If you want to get your comment read right away, just do I think there's a super chat option. I don't know how this shit works. I'm working on it. Just bear with me. Okay, this is Mud Happy Mama. See, they were not teens. Quit lying. They were not teens. Okay, Mud Happy Mama, you got to tell me who they were and tell me that they weren't teens. I would love to know. So that Mexican one, I guess it's supposed to be that Mexican one. Okay, I'm ready. Let's see, I'm ready to lay my life down to serve our country. Okay, that Mexican Juan. Okay, I'm gonna assume here that let's say you're Hispanic, right? We're gonna paint a picture of this guy. Okay, so the people that are willing to come to this country illegally, right, are criminals in my mind, right? And we've read the statute on the cast many times. You are actually a criminal if you do not come through a port of entry, a legal port of entry. You are a criminal, right? They call it a civil defense. It's punishable by 6 months in jail. The minute you reoffend, which is when you're no longer supposed to be here if you're on a visa, right? That becomes a up to 2-year prison sentence, okay? The people that want to come here, right, that are legal, I've said this many times, like all these people that are here illegally, if you want to be an American citizen right away, you want to serve, I think that's great, right? I think that people that want to come to this country and serve our country in order to get citizenship, I have zero problems with that, right? But in order to do that, we actually then need to put in a system where the American citizens need to serve as well, right? But they're never going to pass anything. We'll always only have a voluntary type system. But if they want to simply allow you guys to give you amnesty, I'm okay with that again. But follow the fucking rules, right? Follow the laws that we have on the books. Otherwise, we have no country. We have no country, right? I've said this many times, right? So again, I hope you're one of these people that is here legally. If you're not here illegally and you want to serve, I think that's fucking awesome. I think that that would help to increase patriotism in this country, increase people's, what's the word I'm looking for? People's investment in the United States of America, right? If you're someone that serves 4 years in the military and then you come back out and you got to listen to some fucking liberal tell you how you're killing babies in another country and you fucking knock their teeth in, I got no problems with that, right? So anyway. That's kind of a little rant. Sorry, dude. Okay, it's a BTAODB. They were, let's see, hold on. This is OBTODB. There we go. Get feeling, help his ego. I don't know who you're talking about, me or Trump. Okay, Cow Baby. God, some of these names are so long. Cow Baby by you, Oda 6725. Protect your kids from MAGA. Again, this isn't a MAGA issue, guys. This isn't a Republican. I mean, if you really guys want to know, it's actually a class issue. And a lot of issues in America aren't defined as class when in fact they really are, right? The thing about it is they always, say it's the left, it's the right? It's literally the rich against the poor. And guess what? Most of you people are fucking poor. And you're never going to win at this rate. Trump was supposed to be your champion. You guys need a champion that cares about the young people, right? They're like, oh, we're going to send you to school. You're going to get super rich, right? You're going to go live in an office. You're going to be the next Elon Musk. You're going to be the next whatever. None of that's happened, guys. None of it's happened. They fucking hoodwinked all of you, and it's a damn shame. I don't know how we fix it, but you guys need a champion, right? You need someone that understands what it's like to go to college for 4 or 5 years, come out with $50,000 in student loan debt, and then go to work, right? Try and get through the fucking gauntlet of AI resume lookers, of people that are going to judge you by your fucking name. They're going to judge you by the college that you went to. Get through that fucking gauntlet to finally get to some HR manager who may potentially hire, who's probably some lesbian woman, you know, that only got hired because she is either black or Hispanic or has some kind of fucking DEI bullshit. If you amazingly make it through that fucking gauntlet, maybe you can get a job that pays you $50,000 a year. You need someone that understands that experience, you know. And until you guys get your champion to do that, you're fucked, man. You're never gonna beat the wealthy. You're never gonna beat these people. They are always gonna win. And yeah, it's tough, man. I'm again. All right, we got another chat coming in here. Send a gift. I don't know what this stuff. Okay, again, I gotta figure this stuff out, guys. We got some of these. I think these are gifts. I don't know what this is. I gotta figure it out. I don't even know how to like click on this stuff here. So again, sorry guys, I'm new. You're seeing this in real time. I'm trying not to focus on it, but when people send these, I don't know what this stuff is. I don't know if this is like emoji gifts or this is money gifts. I'm trying to learn how this stuff works. So whoever this is, I really appreciate it. I'm trying to click on something to say a specific thank you to you, but I need to work on this. So, okay, classy anti-fascist. I'll never shame anyone for coming to their senses. I'm glad you figured out that needs to go. He should never come in the first place. Well, again, so this is class anti-fascist. That's a fantastic point, but you have to have these people come to power, right? You have to have these kind of people that can then say, you know what, I was wrong. Like this was a bad decision on my part. Here's what I'm going to do differently, right? And then watch them go execute on that new thing. And again, Trump doesn't do this. He just backtracks. He backtracks, and then the thing with Trump is he loves to throw a bomb into the ether, right? He throws a bomb, and then he sees where the reactions come from, and then that's the direction that he goes, right? And then he throws another bomb, and he just moves based on the reaction. And again, Trump loves to leak things. He loves to put things out to fucking Fox News and all these shills on X, you know, Benny Johnson and Derek Evans and all these fucking guys that are literally getting paid because of outrage, right? They're getting paid to essentially pit the right against the left, right? They're getting paid to do this kind of stuff, and it's wild. I cannot wrap my head around why this stuff happens, you know, but that's what this guy does, you know? So yeah, I think that Trump, if he would just say, you know what, I fucked up on this issue, I think people would rally behind him. He would get more people at least listening to what he's saying and watching his actions, that he could be a galvanizer, right? Someone that the people get behind on certain kinds of issues. And if the majority of the people can get behind a person on a certain issue, man, I think that's a win. Like, you can't be all things to all people. You can't please everyone. But at the same time, you can't just constantly divide everybody while the wealthy just continue to fucking reap all the rewards. Like, you just can't do that. No matter what this guy does, like, all you got to do is say, well, how does this help a rich person? That's all you got to fucking know. That's it. It's literally the litmus test for everything with this guy. And it's wildly frustrating because, again, all he cares about is, are you a billionaire, right? Are you connected? Are you loyal? These are the kind of things he looks for, you know, and are you in his voter base? You know, if you're big in his voter base, like you're an old boomer that watches Fox News, he's never going to disappoint you guys because that's his core. And he's not trying to bring anybody else in. Like, the guy won the fucking swing states, for Christ's sakes. Like, his message was good enough to win 7 states that never vote for Republicans, right? He won the fucking popular vote. You know, and again, anyone can say, well, yeah, Elon Musk or this or that. There's all kinds of issues. The point is it happened, right? And it never happens for Republicans. The guy's message was decent. What he ran on was decent. It was decent enough to do these things that generally never happen for Republicans. And he has fucked up 7 ways from Sunday on it. And again, I can't support this anymore. You know, so yeah. So I mean, if what does that mean? What do I do with this information at this point, right? This means that when I do my cast from now on, I'm not going to have a very good message about this guy. I will actively put a message out there as to why this guy is wrong for America, right? And not that I have the answer, right? And not that I know who should be elected in his stead, but he needs to go, right? And if I had to pick somebody that would be like the archetype of somebody I would want in office at this point, it would probably be a Thomas Massie. Like, again, and I don't agree with Thomas Massie on his tariff policy at all. I don't believe in the libertarian view on everything. I just don't. You know, I think that there are, you know, certain things that we as a culture or as a country have to be willing to say no to. I don't care how much freedom we have here, right? It's okay to have ethics. It's okay to have morals, right? I'm not a religious person, but I think more motherfuckers need Jesus, okay? Because their moral compass is fucked. Their moral compass is so out of whack, they don't know where to go. You know, and again, and Trump doesn't have a moral compass, by the way. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say that. Okay, who we got here? We got Elijah Fort 427. Elijah Fort 427. 427, oh, what a great engine. Okay, I know who was gonna fuck up. I know who was gonna fuck up. Okay. I guess you're saying maybe you knew Trump was gonna fuck up. All right. We got Mud Happy Mama. Good to see you. Give me a break. He didn't brag about serial assault. Mud Happy Mama. Okay. Again, you've had multiple comments today. I really appreciate that you're here. I love when people hang out and watch and listen to this kind of stuff and interact with me and everybody else. I'm not quite sure what you're saying here. I don't want to assume, so keep the comments coming in and I'll try and hone in on it. Okay, that Mexican and Juan. Tom, every guy talks like that classic locker room talk. Don't. Yo, yeah, so that Mexican Juan, man, that's two really good comments you had. So top, excuse me, that Mexican Juan is 100% right? Locker room talk, like I say this in all my streams, right? When they say, oh, Trump said grab him by the pussy, Trump said this, Trump said, like, you know what, like, you know how much awful shit I've said by day? You know how I talk with my friends? You know how I talk with fellow business owners? You know how we talk? We use the word fuck as a comma. It's used all the time. Our language and the way that we talk, we don't talk about women that way. We're kind of all married. But like back in the day, I'll talk about banging 3 chicks. Right? I'll talk about, you know, basically this was my Wednesday, this was my Thursday, and this was my Sunday chick. Like, again, just about using women. Like, guys do this shit. It sounds terrible, but it's normal talk between men. Men call each other retards, and I don't know if we can say the F word on here, you know, that rhymes with sag. I don't know if we can say this kind of stuff. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you want to run a country, there's certain things that you can't say. There's a certain way that you have to conduct yourself in order to represent the people, right? You don't want to be someone who is a bad face for your country. Right? You don't want to be that person. That's one of the things. If you're going to run for fucking president, you got to be okay with that. Trump doesn't give a fuck. Trump thinks that this country has been wrong forever. People would take advantage of us, which he's not wrong. But he basically goes out there and he's just like, fuck you. You're bullshit. You suck. Your country blows. Shithole, 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 shithole. America, big dick. And again, it's hard to bring people into your orbit and bring people, you know, into what it is that you're trying to do when you're basically swinging your dick around and slapping everyone on the forehead like that's what everyone in America wants. Like, that's not what everybody wants. You know, again, I talk shit on Barack Obama all the time. I think that guy's the most underqualified person to ever become president. You know, again, if that guy wasn't black, no one would know who the fuck he was, right? And everyone, you know, talks shit on him like, oh, they always say he's a great speaker, right? And then they call you a racist for saying that. The biggest controversy around Obama was he wore a tan suit. We hear all this bullshit, right? That fucking guy, say what you will about him, he brought people together. You know, again, I don't like that man at all. I live in Illinois. That guy's a fucking disgrace as far as I'm concerned. Never did anything good for me. Actually, fucking raised my healthcare costs more than any other president that I'm aware of, right? But again, the guy brought people together. You know, his message was awesome. You know, wildly underqualified as a man, right? But amazing galvanizer for whatever reason. I don't know if the world just wanted to rally behind a black president, you know, with the greatest superpower that's ever existed. I don't know if that's what it was, but for whatever reason, you can't deny the fact the guy brought people together. He was a fucking awesome ambassador for this country. And again, I say this so I didn't fucking like the guy. Like I said, as mediocre as it gets, right? And I don't believe the worst thing you could do to anybody is tell them it's okay to be mediocre. And that guy, literally, he basically said, you know what? I didn't have, my dad wasn't around, my mom wasn't around, I was raised by my mom, I went to college, I got elected as a junior senator, and then I became president. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You think that message resonates with anybody? It doesn't. It can't happen for anybody that isn't gay or black or a woman. It can't happen for the average person, right? Because you have to have one of these specific, what do they call it, immutable characteristics, right? That almost nobody has, you know, but I don't know, man. Trump's just, he's really got to work on this kind of thing. But I love what you're saying about locker room talk. Like, men talk like men. They call it locker room talk. Call it whatever you want, you know. But like normal people, like, have you guys ever been around women? You ever been around women when it's just them, you know, having fucking margaritas? Like, they're disgusting. The shit that they say, it rivals as bad as any man conversation I've ever had. And this is the real world kind of talk, you know. So when they try and say, oh, Trump said grab him by the pussy, therefore can't be elected president. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. You know, you tell me Barack Obama never did anything like that. You tell me George H.W. Bush never did anything like that. Like, get the fuck out of here. These low rent kind of issues that you're going to try and use to make sure that to say that someone can't be president, or say that someone, you know, can't own a business, or say that someone can't run for office. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's all weak ass shit. And honestly, because of the internet, I don't think people believe any of this shit anyway. So, okay, let's see. This is Shannon Dickinson, 8294. Propaganda war. Fucking A, man. 100% propaganda war, Shannon. I agree with you 100%. It's all propaganda. And that's what I think is great about these streams, guys. Like I say it all the time. When you comment on videos on YouTube, when you comment on popular sites on X, a lot of times you're commenting to what are called virtual assistants, right? And these are people that are literally paid to comment with you, to interact, to get the engagement up so that they can sell more sponsorships, right? They can sell more ads, right? They get more traffic within their page or on their YouTube channel it looks good for people that will pay them to talk, right? And the thing about live streams, very difficult to keep a live stream going. Very difficult to talk, very difficult to interact with people for this long and engage with people because you actually have to do it. You can't hire somebody else to do it, which is why a lot of people don't do the live streams, right? A lot of your really popular people, they might do one a week. Maybe they'll do two a week. You know, they're not going to do them every day. It doesn't work for their business model, and they really don't want to work that hard. So, okay, we got Get Feeling. Wow, I'm happy. Okay, I got to figure out what these emojis mean. Okay, Gut Feeling. What a business owner. So again, question mark. What a business owner. So okay, hold on. Let's see. Likes aren't going up because you aren't responding to us. Okay, and that's, man, thanks for letting me know that. I'm trying to respond as quickly as I can. So my name's Eric Wilcox. I'm the Splendid Carl here in St. Louis, Missouri. We are a fine furniture company. We build furniture right here in America using American labor, American plywoods, American hardwoods, right? We ship our furniture all over America. We're very well known on the East Coast and in the Midwest, right? And that's what we do. You can make a American business. You can run an American business. You can sell products here in America. It does work. When people say that we can't make anything here anymore, I'm here to tell you that we can. Okay, so Gut Feeling, that's what I do. That's my business. And again, I appreciate you letting me know. I will keep trying to run through the comments. And again, you guys are just going so fast. I literally cannot keep up, but you're probably right. Okay, so hit the like button, add the discussion. I'm trying to work through comments. And again, I haven't even got to where Trump, I literally have a list of things I want to talk about that Trump has failed on based on what he ran on, right? The list is long. Okay, this is, oh God, Through X Glass. Okay, I see what's going on there. To empower the people. Not quite sure what you're saying there. But yeah, we need to empower the people. This is Linda Wyatt, S9T. Benny Johnson has always been on point. And again, these people are professional talkers. They're really good at this. Like, I own a manufacturing company. I don't talk for a living. They're, what's this, Linda? Yeah, Linda. So again, I'm not trying to compete with this guy. I'm just trying to tell you guys how it really works, right? And again, Benny Johnson is a professional talker, right? He is a professional right-wing, you could say propagandist, or you could say commentator, whatever it is you want to say. And again, no shade on that guy. Like, go to his website. He'll sell you all kinds of bullshit, right? And again, his ornaments are made in America, apparently, you know, so that's something, you know, but he's trying to sell clicks and sponsorships. And subscriptions, right? That's the guy's business model. My business model is to make furniture. Okay, I just happen to like talk about things. I'm a real person. Okay, BTA ODB. He will always get 30% of his base. Yeah, but that goes for both sides, right? Again, you got people that'll, you know, will vote blue no matter who, right? You know, red no matter who. Whatever the saying is for the people on the right. Again, you got a lot of people that they're one-issue voters. Like, clearly, I am not a one-issue voter. I don't talk about Trump in this fantastic light. I don't talk about, you know, Obama in this fantastic light. I don't talk about Clinton in this fantastic light. Like, everybody is good on issues and they're bad on issues. And that's the thing that really matters. But when I look at Trump overall and what he said he was going to do, what he's been doing, right, and the 10 years that I have followed this guy and been an advocate for him, I am at a point where I realize that this guy is not good for our country, right? He is not bringing people together. He is not helping people. He is not doing the things that he said he was going to do. And again, when he ran on mass deportations, I voted for dragging kids out of schools. I voted for dragging wives out of homes. I voted for dragging guys off of the rooftops and throwing their fucking asses out of here. Not because I'm a horrible person, but because I want the rules to be followed. And the only way Congress is going to do their job if the country says, you know what, you can't fucking take people off roofs, you can't drag kids out of schools, we're going to change the immigration laws in this fucking country and right the ship. But they don't do it. Again, and the Republicans, they don't do it. The Democrats do it. Nobody wants to do their job, and it is dividing this country. It is dividing us so hard, and we all see the issues, but nobody wants to do anything about it. And this is my problem. Same thing with this Epstein thing. You're telling me that it's okay for the intel agencies to let a known master pedophile, honeypot, blackmailer roam free for decades because it's good for America? Like, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that, right? And if you, the president, say you're going to drain the swamp, that's the fucking swamp, okay? You didn't do it. In fact, you made it worse. You've actually pitted this country against each other on many issues, and I don't like that. I don't like our country being ran this way. I don't like what people are saying. I don't like what people are doing, right? When I see the ICE agents and Border Patrol go into Minnesota, I want every fucking person drug out of their home. I want this thing to be so goddamn awful and horrific that people either fucking make a change or they shut the fuck up. This is what I want. I don't want this, Karens out on the fucking streets, fighting with ICE, out there fucking waving their little, whatever those things are, the cowbell things, and I don't want that shit. Like, I want Congress to be so disgusted by what they're seeing that they change the fucking laws. And that's all I care about. That's all. As an American citizen, I have no fucking empathy for anybody that's here illegally. Zero, right? And I say in all my streams, you want to grant everybody amnesty? Do it. I will vote for that. I will advocate for that, but God damn it, change the fucking laws. This is a country of laws. And until people are willing to say, you know what, follow the fucking law to the T, we're not going to do anything, guys. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to bitch. We're going to continue to constantly be pitted against each other while they fleece you all. You are all being fleeced of your tax dollars. You're all being fleeced of your young years to have a job that is meaningful, to do something with your life that is meaningful. Like, I say this when I was young, I built furniture my entire life. It's all I've ever done. I'm 46 years old. I still wake up today thinking, God damn, I get to go make fucking furniture today. I'm so happy that I have the right to go make furniture, right? That I did something when I was young that I am still in love with today. I learned something 20 years. I got really good at it. Now I got a business. Now I get to teach other people, right? I got something for my kids. I can bring my kids in, teach them how to do this shit, run this company. I want everyone in America to have that opportunity if they want it. Everyone always says, oh, not everyone wants to run a business. I'm not saying you got to run a business. I'm saying that people need to be able to do something that they absolutely love and that society rewards them for. And we don't have that today. And I don't know why. I don't know why fucking Trump doesn't get this. He just wants people to, again, spend years getting educated, come in and get some bullshit job. And then when you actually do get a little bit of money, you can't fucking afford the things that are the quote unquote American dream, right? Trump is not helping us create the American dream. He is not pushing the American dream forward. He is crushing the American dream. And then he's doing it on the backs of people that are corrupt as fuck, right? That are wildly corrupt. Pam Bondi, do fucking nothing Pam Bondi. Cash Patel, oh, I'm going to drain the fucking swamp. I'm going to go after the criminals. Like, the one fucking criminal America is asking you to do something about, you won't fucking talk about. There's no sex trade. There is no criminal thing. America's barking up the wrong tree here. Again, we all know what's fucking going on here. Trump is just wildly off base, and again, as you guys can see, like, I'm wildly frustrated by the situation. Again, I say this as a business owner, a capitalist, all these kind of things. Okay, let's see. BTB-OB2, oh yes, cause that we need in our growing debt is more government handouts. A man pull himself up by his bootstraps. Okay, OBT, I like this comment. I'm going to read it one more time. Okay, oh yes, because what we need in our growing debt is more government handouts. A man, okay, and this is a big argument, right? This is another one of these things that they do. They pit the people that have pulled themselves up by their bootstraps by the people that need help to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. As an American who has a business, who pays a fuck ton in taxes, okay, I want to help people in any way I can to become more productive members of society. I want the people that can't work, we'll take care of them. The people that are sick, that are elderly, we will take care of them. I want to help people to realize their dreams, right? But you can't fucking do that when you just give people money with zero expectation of getting their shit together. And people hate it when I say that, but I think that letting people be mediocre is the worst thing that you can do for a human. It's the worst thing you can do. Like, we worship athletes and movie stars and titans of industry because they did the thing that we all want to do at some level, right? We worship beautiful women because we want to be beautiful, right? We recognize greatness as humans. And we idolize these people. The reason we idolize a guy like David Goggins is because we all want to believe that we're a normal person that can do exceptional things, right? We all want to be fucking Superman, but you can't fucking do that if you let everyone be mediocre and say, here's some money, here's some Section 8, right? You have a bunch of fucking kids you can't pay for. You got no education, you got no way to make money. Well, we'll fucking pay for it, right? Our society is going to work if we continue to let this happen. But on the other side, right, you just give fucking giant, corporations billions and billions and billions of dollars of tax cuts, billions and billions and billions of dollars of federal money that goes to foreign countries and then comes back into this country and is spent at these mega corporations that get that free federal money and the tax cuts on top of it. They get a twofer. Like we got a lot of things to fix, man. It's again, our job as Americans, as people that did something that we think is wildly exceptional. We need to teach other people how to do it. That is our fucking job as a country. Like, that is our strength. When people come into this country from other countries, we're supposed to teach them how to do things. We're supposed to say, hey, look at this. I got a BMW. I got a big house. You know, I got 2 kids. I got, 2 dogs. I got a bunny. It's fucking great. Like, you want this? Here's what I did. Here, come work for my company. I'm gonna put in a word for you. You know, this is my neighbor. You know, go to your boss. Hey, this is my neighbor. This is whatever. Ralphie or Arif or whatever they want, whatever your name is. We're going to help these people. Here, this is what I do. Let me show you how I did this. We don't do that. We call these people trash. You know, you're poor. Yeah, you're fucking poor. You piece of shit. You're worthless. I don't want anything to do with you. That is, I'm not okay with that, guys. And again, like, I'm a capitalist, man. I want people to be great. I love exceptionalism. I love that America is a great country, but I also see what we're doing to the poor. I see what we're doing to the young. I see all facets of this thing. And I'm not a single issue voter. I don't see it as, oh, well, Republicans are great, Democrats are bad, the rich people are great, poor people are bad. I mean, life is very nuanced, guys. And I think a lot of people are here agree with that, but I see a lot of comments in here where people, they jump on this bandwagon and you can't fucking derail them. Like, no matter what you say about their idol, like, you can't derail them. It's impossible, you know? So anyway, I hope that makes sense. All right, Daisy Freedom Fighter. I will never vote blue or red ever again. Okay, well, Daisy, why is that? I'm curious why you would say something like that. Because again, you got to vote. It's the only mechanism that we have in America. Is there a better system, right? I mean, what's the better system, Daisy? Because I'm frustrated. I don't really want to vote for these people either, but I don't know what else to do at this point. Okay, all right, Son's in your son, dude. Man, good to see you. Son says vote Massey. Hell yeah, dude. I think Massey is kind of the way to go. Again, I know you guys are, a lot of people are for Thomas Massey, and again, I don't agree with that guy on everything, but I think that he's hands off enough with the federal government. He understands that the federal government is a big chunk of America's problems. It's the federal spending, right? Give that money back to the states. You don't like what's going on in this state, move to another state, right? And again, when you have a lot of money in the states, there's mechanisms that you can put to allow people to move around, right? To allow your citizens to have a little bit more of their money, that they can have more choice. But I don't know. Okay, we got, this is Lee Bratina 1089. If character ever mattered to you, you wouldn't have voted for him in the first place. No, and again, I this is what I'm always talking about, guys. Like, you just because you vote for one person doesn't mean that you're terrible, right? And again, saying that you made a mistake, this is a good thing. And I don't know where, as a country, we got this idea in our head. Well, like, you voted for Trump, you're bad, you're terrible. It's like, no, you can have a change of heart, guys. I think that's okay. You know, like I said, when I tell the story about Obama, like when Obama was running for office, man, I'm sitting there in a shop, right, running wood through a table saw, listening to fucking Obama give these speech about hope and change, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, man, this shit sounds great. I'm gonna vote for a fucking black guy, right? I grew up in the 90s, man. The 90s, like, we didn't have racism. I know no one believes this when I say this kind of stuff, but racism was dead. When Obama came into office, I was that guy. I'm like, fuck yeah, man, let's get this black guy in here, see what he's gonna do, man. Get some fucking flavor in this country, you know, give guys some new ideas, help some of these other people, you know, try and do some things a little bit differently. And then I was just wildly disappointed, you know? And I'm in a similar situation with Trump right now. Like, his rhetoric when he ran spoke to me in many different ways, not every way, but in many ways. And now, as I'm seeing what's happening, I'm realizing that, like, these guys are two sides of the same coin. You know, your talk on when you're running is amazing. Trump's talk when he's running is amazing. But once you get in office, you realize that when these people get in here, it's very difficult to get anything done. Very difficult, you know, and that's, I don't know how to fix that, guys. I'm not quite sure. I say that the best thing you could do is bring back shame, expose when people do nasty things, when dirty things, when they associate themselves with awful people, call them out, you know. But shame's not a big deal in this country anymore. I think, and that's what, with this Epstein thing, we go back to this Epstein thing. That's why all these people, you always hear Trump saying, oh, there's good people in the Epstein files. You know, we can't besmirch their names. You know, like, fuck those people. You want to hang out with fucking trash people? You're fucking trash. That's how I see it. You know, and again, one time, yeah, that's a pass. 2 times, maybe that's a pass. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, years, decades, you hang out with these kind of people. You expect me to look past that because you're a Republican? Go fuck yourself. You expect me to look past on that because you voted for abortion rights? Go fuck yourself. Okay? Character matters. Integrity fucking matters, right? Trump talks big shit about his family, loves his family. You know, he's supposedly got this, you know, this awesome, you know, family. They all work in his business. They're all beautiful people. Everyone says how amazing Trump's children look. Again, if you're hanging out with pedos, you know, and you're surrounding yourself with people that love war, love to go fucking, you know, genocide people, like again, like I'm just, you lose my vote, man. You lose my advocacy. You lose it. You know, and I think that's okay to say. You know, same thing with fucking Obama. When Obama went through, oh, we're going to give everyone healthcare. Sounds great, except that you fucking made healthcare cost $4,000 a month, and people want to blame Trump. That's not Trump. That's Obama that did that. You know, when you let the insurance companies essentially get to write all these policies, you gave them a blank fucking check, and you said, oh, the American people are going to pay for that. Okay, you can't afford fucking healthcare today because of that guy. You know, fuck that guy. You know, it's nobody's perfect, guys, but also you can't be horrible all the time. Okay, who is this? We got gut feeling in here. Okay, to LSTS go. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. He has no choice but to see me now. He has no choice but to see. Again, gut feeling. I see you, dude. Like, I appreciate being on the stream. I try to remember. I think I remember most of them have been here a long time. I appreciate you guys adding your comments. I'm trying to comment with you guys, but you guys, I don't know if you guys know how I can't see what you guys see, but the comments come in so fast. It's just wildly impossible to comment on them all. I'm really trying, and I'm trying to learn how to do this thing. So just bear with me, guys. I appreciate all the comments. Okay, light switches. Dude's a Democrat. Okay, well, again, light switches. I just told you, like I'm not. I don't think I've ever voted Democrat. Maybe Obama. I think that's about it. I don't agree with overtaxation. Right? I don't agree with taxation without representation. It's not a thing for me. Okay. Gut feeling. BT. You are number one. Okay. Let's see. Larry. This is Larry Randolph, 9252. He's still better than Camel Toe and Waltz. Yeah. Well, and again, isn't that wild? Like, you guys realize that Waltz guy was almost vice president of the fucking United States of America? Like, that guy's. I mean, and I'm not one of these people that, like, you could the whole Somali thing. Like, yeah, okay, great. You found some billions of dollars. Okay, I get it, right? Whatever. And again, the guy's not running for governor anymore, which is very telling. But again, all the headlines is, I don't know if you guys watch like Republican. You know, clearly my feed at X is very Republican based. I got Fox News on right now. That's all these fucking people would talk about. The $6 billion of fraud in Somalia. We're going to find so many billions and billions and billions and billions. You guys heard any of this from another state? Did they remember Trump? Oh, I'm going to go after California. Did you go after California? Have you ever heard anything? Oh, it just hasn't happened yet. Okay, well, I'm sure it'll happen when they do some other fucked up shit. They'll try and move the media cycle to that, right? Do you guys hear? You know, have you guys heard anything about the Department of Defense? Right? They found $6 billion in Minnesota, right? How much money did the Department of Defense waste? I'll wait. Put in the comments. I really would like to know. Like, how much money did they waste? What was their actual budget? Oh, wait, they haven't passed a budget in 8 fucking years. Or excuse me, they haven't passed an audit in 8 years, right? You think I give a fuck about Minnesota? You think I care about Minnesota's paltry? Now, I call it $100 billion. Say fucking Minnesota stole $100 billion. What the fuck do I care? What the fuck do I care? The Department of Defense, and again, I say this as a Republican who wants to have a big dick military, like, you can't do that. And why can't you do it? It's because if that was you, they'd come fucking take your house. They'd come raid your bank account. They would threaten you with letters. They'd threaten your fucking children if they have to get your fucking taxes. They won't do it for the Department of Defense. So I don't give a fuck about Minnesota. I don't care about California. I don't care about whatever blue state is the problem today. I care about the $1 trillion that goes to the Department of Defense every year. I care about the $1.5 trillion that Trump says he wants in the Department of Defense, okay? No audit, no fucking money. Cut it to zero. I'll put it that way, right? You really want to put the fear in people? You don't pass a fucking audit, you get no money. You'll never see it. You'll never see it because that's what it's all about, guys. It's all about getting your tax dollars. That's it. And I say it all the time. Cut the fucking federal government off. That's it. Cut them off. Let the states deal with it. You don't need the federal government for most of this stuff. Oh, we need rights. We need rights. So Trump's Hitler, you know, Kamala's, you know, whatever the female Hitler is. I don't know. Fucking Madeleine Albright. I got no idea, right? It's just this constant backward. It's fucking bullshit, guys. They just want your money. And you keep giving it to them, right? That's why we were talking about this whole tax revolt thing. Like, where did that go? Marjorie Taylor Greene's the only person I see talking about that. They booted her fucking ass out of Congress because she wouldn't back Trump's not releasing the Epstein files, right? Passing the Epstein Transparency Act. Booted her fucking ass out of office, right? Threatened to run against her, right? So she left. You know, are we just always going to pay federal taxes? Do you guys realize how much money you're paying in taxes? Like, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you pay 50% in taxes, right? Me as an employer, I got to pay 7.5%. You pay state taxes. You're going to pay county taxes. You're going to pay city taxes. When you buy a car, you pay taxes. When you buy a house, you pay taxes. Every fucking time you go to the grocery store, you're paying sales taxes. Everything in your life is, eventually, they're going to tax the air you breathe, right? They're going to tax, you know, in Illinois, they're talking about passing a fucking a mileage tax, right? So when I drive to fucking my shop where I employ 8 people, where I run fucking $300,000 or $400,000 a year in payroll, they're talking about trying to tax me every time I go to fucking work to drive my car, which I already pay property taxes, which I already pay taxes on fucking gas, which I already pay taxes on all the parts that I buy. Like when is enough, guys? When is fucking enough? Like, why don't we have more people talking about fuck these people? We're not paying them taxes anymore. They're wasting our money. It's being looted. The taxpayer, the American taxpayer, is being fucking looted. You're giving this money to the Department of Defense. They're taking that money. They're buying tons of weapons. They're sending it all over Turkey, Israel, Egypt, all these places, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Kuwait, everywhere. They're sending our fucking tax dollars over there. They're then buying weapons with that money, right? Sending it back to America. Goes to Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, General Dynamics. They take all that fucking money, right? Then they pay their dividends to their shareholders. They buy back their stock to increase their stock price. Like the only thing I can say good about the fucking military industrial complex is fucking at least they hire Americans. I'll give them that. At least they hire Americans. That's more than I can say for Apple. That's more I can say for Nike, right? It's more than I can say for Restoration Hardware, furniture company in my space. More than I can say for our house. Fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting the way these people operate. Okay, keep going. Sorry. I basically, at this point, like I said, I just got to basically run to the end and then go back a couple of comments to try and keep up with you guys. I apologize. I'm doing the best that I can. I know it just drives people crazy that I don't comment as quickly as you guys run these streams. So like I said, do the super chat thing. I'll try and read your comment out right away if I see it. If you want to get your comment right away. But otherwise, I'm just doing the best I can. It's obviously not a requirement at all. Okay, MGSS007. The USA is becoming like Rome. We need help. No morals, no virtues. Yes, and again, the thing that led to the Roman downfall is essentially Rome spread out too much, right? And then they did not expect that when they conquered another country, that country would become Romans, right? And so all that wealth from all the places that they conquered came into Rome, and Rome became wildly decadent, which is what we're doing, except that we're doing it with debt, right? We're doing it with the Fed when we essentially print $2 trillion a year, right? We're trying to give money to everyone, right? And then we just fucking just print away until the dollar is worth so little that homes are $800,000, right? That college is $200,000, that healthcare is $500,000. Like no one can afford anything, right? And then we let all these people in here who aren't Americans, right? These aren't people that have been required to take the oath of citizenship, right? These are all just fucking people that want to come here, make money, take that money, and send it back to their homeland. So we're essentially paid to raise up the lifestyles of people in other countries who came in here illegally, like wildly fucked up, right? So yeah, we're essentially going to fall if there are no more American citizens. If we dilute what it means to be American, if we dilute what it means to come to the greatest country that has ever existed in the history of civilization. That's how good we got it, guys. Like it used to be that when you came to America, we were letting in the people that had essentially been ravaged, right? We would basically do hardships for peoples whose countries had been like wildly destroyed or had political conflicts or there are genocides going on. But the other thing that we did is we let exceptional people into this country. We've kind of flip-flopped that thing. Now we don't care about letting exceptional people in this country. We care about letting cheap people into this country. We care about letting people in here who aren't going to expect very much because where they come from, they didn't get very much, right? So when they come to America, they have the opportunity to work 80 hours a week. They're like, fuck yeah, man, this is the best I've ever had it. But they don't care about having PPE where they work. They don't care about, making sure they got, legal rights. They don't care about the minimum wage. They don't care about any of our fucking laws here. None of our EPA regulations. They don't give a fuck about any of that stuff, right? We're diluting what it means to be America. And we can't have that. And you can't just let fucking shit tons of people in here and expect that all these people are going to assimilate. It's impossible. Rome did a version of this, except that they conquered the land, right? They conquered more countries. And they're like, well, this place is now going to be called Rome. And this place is going to be called Rome. And the people that were there were like, fuck, I don't want to. This isn't Rome. Yeah, you might have conquered us, but I don't feel like a Roman. And we're doing a version of that day. It's absolutely wild. Okay, okay, we got Jack Yet 1323. Prove something, TBA, or shut the fuck up. Prove something. I don't know what BTA means, man. Again, okay. So y'all should be pushing for free electricity. I don't know about free electricity. That's it. One of the things I put down on my listings I want to talk about today was these whole data centers, right? So I live on the Mississippi River. I watch the barges go up and down the river all day, right? And they run up there 24 hours a day, 375 days a year. And the thing about it is that they're pushing coal, right? They're these big, massive barges. Like you're talking like 4 or 5 barges, and then you got a big, whatever they call it, a barge boat. And they run up and down the river all the time. And they're pushing coal to the power stations that are on the river. Coal is a fantastic power source, and everyone's denigrated coal, right? So every time we take a power source and we're like, oh, it's dirty, we're gonna shut it down, right? You basically reduce the energy grid, right? Well, what are we going to replace it with? We're going to replace it with solar. Solar doesn't work, right? It works half the day. Then you got things like wind. We're going to replace it with wind, okay? Again, wind's fine, except that you got no fucking wind. It doesn't work. Coal works all the time. Nuclear works all the time. LNG works all the time. But all those energy sources are bad. So, right, so when they talk about, you say free energy, oh, we need to get the price of energy cheaper. Do you see anybody saying, let's go fucking make some power stations, right? They always push for less power in America, but guess what all the businesses do? They send the work to the third world, where China will give you your own fucking power station. China will make sure you have all the power that you need. Vietnam will make sure you have all the power that you need. The third world wants business. They want industry, and they'll do anything to get it. We here in America, we're so fucking decadent that we think that we're so rich and we have so much, abundance here that we don't have to use dirty energy. Well, motherfucker, I'm here to tell you guys, energy is dirty. There's no such thing as clean energy. Oh, wind turbines. You know how much fucking energy it takes to make a wind turbine, right? You know how much fucking the concrete pad that you have to pour for a fucking for a massive wind turbine. And you know how big that fucking pad is? It's massive. The amount of construction that it takes to make all of these fucking these wind turbines, like you realize like that takes real energy to do. It takes gasoline, it takes diesel fuel, it takes natural gas. It takes real fucking energy to make all this shit. But we think that it's it's going to replace regular energy. I'm here to tell you guys it's fucking not. Elon Musk talks about the sun's the greatest power source that's ever existed. Yeah, but we can't fucking harness the sun's power the way that we can with gasoline and diesel and liquid natural gas and coal and all these energy sources that actually work, right? Like, you want gas to be cheaper, you want energy to be cheaper, start making more fucking plants for energy. When they tell you, oh, we need a permit, we got to do a land study, we got to make sure there's no indigenous this or that, we got to make sure there's no bugs around here that are endangered, we want to spend 10 years trying to permit a fucking nuclear power plant. Like, eventually you got to tell people, like, shut the fuck up. I don't care about your virtue-ish bullshit. The guy over in rural Missouri needs fucking cheap energy. I don't want to hear about your fucking land impact study. I don't want to hear about how much of an expert you are. You went to fucking school, for energy. Go fuck yourselves. These people need power. They need cheap power. Until we're able to say that to those people, you guys aren't going to get anything. Trump's talking about all this power. Do you guys see any new power stations? Do you guys see any new nuclear power plants? Is there anything? I mean, I haven't done the research, but my guess is there's nothing. But what you do hear is you hear a lot about data centers, right? Here in Missouri, I should say here in Missouri, but in Missouri across the border, they're banning it. And places like St. Charles, they're saying no. Places here in Illinois, like where I'm at, Madison County, they're banning it. We don't want this shit, because what these companies do is they come in with a promise of jobs, right? And then the counties and the states that let these fucking data centers come in here, what they do is they ask for tax breaks, they ask for land breaks, they ask for deductions on all the materials to make those. They get deductions galore to bring in a dozen jobs that might pay $100,000 a year, right? You get all the jobs for constructing the data center, which is fantastic. But then once the data center is created, well, then those people have to go find other work, right? But what stays is the tax cuts, right? The depreciation on all of the materials that you buy. The states will give you basically a 25% write-off on all the materials, all the labor you use to bring your business in here. Like the state of Illinois right now, they got this thing called the max credit. They'll basically let you write off your income taxes for like 10 years, right? And then when those data centers come in, they suck up all the energy. They suck up all the water. One data center uses as much energy as an entire fucking town, okay? Now, who do you think's paying that energy bill? You are. Guaranteed, right? Yes, the data center is going to use more energy and they're going to pay more for the amount of energy that they're using, but they're not paying an exorbitant rate to increase the amount of power, right? They're not doing that. They're basically just the citizens are subsidizing all that stuff. So you got a lot of people that are fighting against that kind of stuff. I don't know that Trump's got David Sachs's cock in his mouth, talking about AI and data. Like, I think that guy's just basically gurgling cum and doesn't realize that the average citizen is getting fucked in the ass by these data centers and all the amount of energy that they're sucking up. Everybody talks about this. The cost of energy is going through the roof. Okay, Trump doesn't care about this kind of issue. Trump doesn't give a fuck about you guys. And this, again, wildly unpopular thing to say, and it drives me crazy that I even have to say it. I did not vote for this, So, all right, more comments. We're gonna keep going. Okay, this is Barney S. Cummins. Barney S. Cummins, you've been here a while, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you guys are in the stream, hit the like button and continue to add discussion. We've got a lot of people in here for a long time. Again, we're at an hour and 30 minutes. I appreciate everyone, all your comments, whether I agree or disagree with you. Appreciate your time. Okay, you use the tax loopholes that all the rich people you don't. Okay, you use the tax loopholes that all the rich people you don't like use. Okay, Barney T. Cummins. Yes, you're 100% right. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You want me to not use any of the tax loopholes? What, you want me to give the money to the poor? You want me to just throw my money in the fucking gutter? Like, what does he want me to do with it? You want me to give it to colleges? You want me to give it to starving babies? Like, what do you want me to do with it? Okay, I say it in all my streams. I advocate for following the rules, right? And everyone always says, "Oh, Trump, he just wants to help large corporations, and they help companies flout the tax system. They don't want to pay taxes." Every corporation in America, guys, pays their fucking taxes. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, my family literally comes from the tax business. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that navigates the tax code for corporations and small businesses like mine. Like, we keep a fucking tax accountant on staff just so we're always compliant with our taxes, right? It's worth it to us as a company to pay somebody $30,000. No, we probably pay $24,000 a year for fucking tax representation, right? For how to navigate the tax code every single year. Like, it's insane. Like, all we do is follow the rules. But the tax system is written so that businesses can take advantage and pay less in taxes. Like, why do you just get rid of all the loopholes? If we got all these great politicians, why don't they fucking get rid of them? Like I said, because they're paying $250 an hour in China instead of paying you $32.50 an hour, and they're taking that $30 delta and they're buying the politicians that write the tax code. I don't know how you fix it, guys. My job as a company is to follow the rules, right? The OSHA, all the PPE and shit I got to keep for my guys, I got fucking all of it. The spray boost, the halon systems, all the electrical bullshit that I got to do for EPA and OSHA, I do all of it. I just follow the rules. And I feel this way about everything. Like, we just got to follow the rules. You don't like the tax code? Fucking change it. Change it. I think it's fucked up too. I think that it's wild that you probably have a $30 or $40 billion industry, right, to navigate the tax code. I think that makes no sense to me. Like, get rid of the fucking tax code. You stop paying so much money to the federal government, and then you don't need all these, tax dodgers, tax cheats, whatever you guys want to call it. You just don't. So, okay, light switch. A Republican wearing a Oregon hoodie sweatshirt. I know, right? It's hilarious. Like, I literally had to leave Oregon. It was impossible for someone like me to live there. It's just like I didn't have enough of an education, right? Back when I left in the early 2000s, there were companies like Microsoft and Hewlett Packard and Nike, and Intel, and again, a furniture maker like myself, dumb guy, never graduated high school. I couldn't live there, so I moved. I moved to Kansas where I could learn skills. I spent 12 years in Kansas learning skills. I spent another 5 years in Tulsa and Georgia, and just went to where I could make the most money, learned some skills, and now I'm the master. Now I'm the teacher. Now I got the business. Now I'm the guy writing the paycheck instead of getting the paycheck. Anybody can do it. So that is my journey. So Barney T. Cummins, because they aren't loopholes, they're just strategies. That's right. Yeah, you're 100% right. They're not loopholes. And again, if you guys know anything about tax planning, right? Tax planning thinks, oh, I'm chasing this loophole, I'm chasing this loophole, I'm getting this deduction. You guys think deductions, like, there's an entire 3, 5, 7, 10-year strategy on taxes to mitigate what you're paying into the government, So they call it tax avoidance. Okay, let's see. They still keep saying, you guys, why is she not getting taxes taken out of her check or taxed on everything, you guys? But are you going about it, bro, besides talking shit? Okay, this is TJ21415. They still keep saying, you guys. Why is she not saying taxes taken out of his check, tax on? Again, I'm not quite sure what you're saying there. Clarify, and I'll be happy to comment. So, Dab Lord, It's about time you woke up, idiot. Too bad, it's too late. Okay, well, again, Depp, sorry, man. And again, I keep saying this to you guys. Like, there's nothing wrong with, you know, having to change your heart. There's nothing wrong with saying, like, yeah, this isn't the way I want it, and then you pivot and you go do something else. But you guys, a lot of people think that, well, if you don't like Trump, well, that means you have to like Kamala, or you have to like Biden, or you have to like Obama, or you have to like Clinton. Like, that's not realistic, guys. Like, yeah, you're never going to get me to vote for someone like a Kamala Harris, like these, or like a Bernie Sanders. These people are literally socialists. You know, like, I can't just because I don't like Trump go vote. Like, let's take J.D. Vance. Like, you know, like I said, maybe he'll be better. Like, I got no idea. You know, so okay. Let's see. This is Jackiette, 1323. Pay your taxes. You get a lot back. Of you worked last year, which most of this Carlton didn't. Okay, not sure what you're saying there. Again, so one of the things I do on the stream that's very different than other people is a lot of professional talkers, they don't talk about their business, right? They don't talk about the taxes, the money they make, their employees, their industry, their business, what it is they do. I talk about all that kind of stuff. So if you guys are ever in the stream, you want to know how I make money, what kind of money I make, how I pay taxes, what kind of furniture I make, how I design furniture, anything about our life, we talk about it pretty openly because, again, the whole point of this cast is to show that you guys can do this, to talk about people that can put you in contact with the information that you need to do what it is that we do. Again, we're not selling courses. We're not trying to say, oh, go buy my course and I'll give you the secret. Like, there's no fucking secret. But you listen long enough, you can take the information and do something with it. Like, it's real information from real people. That's why I do these streams. I just happen to talk about politics and current events because people like this kind of stuff. It's a good way to get your message out. Okay, I agree, light switch. Okay, this is a we belong to the light. We belong 3920. We belong to light. You're back, man. I appreciate you being here. Great name, by the way. And again, more people coming back into the stream over and over again. And again, I appreciate it. So clearly people like the content. They like the back and forth. They like the fact that I interact with people, I think. And again, I like interacting with you guys. A lot of you guys have good comments. Some of you guys have, you know, not so great comments, but I guess that's how it goes. Okay, Boy Scout Kill UA. Boy Scout Kill UA. Okay, Doge was the audit and y'all bitch. 100%, man. Holy shit. Pay attention to that comment, guys. Like, goddamn, if I could give you like a gold star or something, you fucking nailed it, right? That's one of the things that we voted for. Remember Trump going around? Oh, Doge, we're going to bring Elon in. Elon's going to crack the code of why the government's fucked up, where all your tax dollars are going. He's going to do it. Elon lasted 6 months, and he said, fuck this. I can't fix this shit. And that's almost all you guys need to know. Trump bitched out on that, right? When he started digging into Social Security, right? You start talking about Social Security, guess what? You lose the old vote. Oh, you're going to take my Social Security. It's like, hey, are you a fucking American or not, right? Do you want to fix this shit? Like, take a little bit of sacrifice. He didn't cut jack shit. But the minute he started talking about it, Elon was gone. Social Security crushed Doge. Again, no problem cutting out the NGOs, which were apparently very liberal friendly, I guess. I don't know that to be sure, but got rid of all that shit. USAID, gone. You know, but the minute you start looking into Social Security, oh, that's a bridge too far. Elon's gone, right? Elon pushed back and tried to basically just expose all the bullshit that was going on in the government as far as how the accounting is done within one department to another department, the disbursement of payments to various people within departments, or excuse me, within various organizations, and they want nothing to do with it. They want no paper trail. They just want you to pay up, you fucking taxpayer, give us our goddamn money, or we'll come arrest you. We'll come take your house. We'll put liens on your property. We'll go into your bank accounts and take the fucking money out of your account. You fucking give us the money. But the minute we say, hey, we want to know where our money's going, they're like, shut the fuck up. Commie, socialist, loser, whatever fucking name you want to use. Like, again, it doesn't. Whew, okay, great comment. So this is, I want to say your name again. Boy Scout Kill UA. UA, I don't know if you're in Australia, but anyway, UA is the code for Australia if you're on the internet. Okay, Mike Wazowski, 239. Florida is getting rid of property taxes. Yes, and goddamn it, like, Florida's gotten wildly expensive. If Florida gets rid of property taxes, I'll say it right now, it will sweep across red states. Red states will absolutely get rid of property taxes. Because here's the thing, guys. If you have a thriving economy, you have a business-friendly state, businesses come to your state, right? How do I know that? I live in Illinois. Fucking commie Illinois, right? We call it Illinoistan, right? I live here, right? I don't live in Chirac, but I live in Illinoistan. And guess what? All of our big fucking companies are leaving for Florida. Guess what? Florida has no problems with revenue into the state. Zero. It's wildly expensive to live there now. Florida's the new fucking California, and guess what? People are moving there anyway. DeSantis is talking about cutting property taxes because he understands that as the property values go up, the property taxes go up, the insurance goes up. He's trying to give his fucking people a break and bring even more people into that state, and that's what will happen. Again, that guy cuts fucking property taxes. You will see this happen in more states. Right now, Missouri is talking about cutting income taxes. Tennessee doesn't have income taxes. Texas doesn't have income taxes, right? I was looking at moving my business to some other states, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Tennessee, because of the tax situations in those places, right? It's coming, guys, but I don't know if it'll happen soon enough. Like, again, I sell hundreds of pieces to the East Coast every year, right? You know where I'm not sending pieces? New York. One of my biggest states I used to sell stuff to. Yeah, we still sell stuff to New York, but guess where most of my furniture goes now? Florida. Okay, what's that tell you guys? It's basic economics. What? It's basically that's where the business is going, guys. So I'm telling you guys, like what he's saying is 100% true. If DeSantis cuts property taxes in that state, it's because he understands that shit's getting too expensive. He wants his people to have more money, whether it's a business or whether it's the average citizen. It works for everybody. That's what we need more of. So great fucking comment, man. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, Jake Eat, no job, no income taxes. No job, no income tax. 100%. You guys need jobs. All you people that went to college and were told that you were going to get out of there and get a fantastic job, and you realize that your degree is fucking worthless, or what you need to be realizing is that it's not that your degree is worthless, though when you print 1 million of the same degree every year, guess what? You're going to dilute what it is that you do. And yeah, your skills are going to be worth dick, okay? But they also took your job and sent it to the third world. They brought Jorge in here from Guatemala, and now he's doing your job, right? Because he'll work for actually the same wage that you would have been paid, but he's not going to bitch, right? He's not going to cry. He's not going to worry about when someone calls him fat or tells a dirty joke. He's not going to be some feminist whiny, person that's worried about climate change. He's going to go cry to OSHA. I'm sorry, man. Like, again, you guys need help. I'm an advocate for the people coming out of college that don't have a skill, that can't make enough money to pay back their student loans, can't get houses, can't get cars, can't do what I did. I'm an advocate for all you fucking people. Like, I want everyone in this country to have what I had when I was growing up, when I just busted my ass, zero education, and made this shit work. You guys should be able to do it. You're fucking educated. You're the smartest generation that's ever existed, yet you can't make any fucking money. What does that tell you about education? It means that education's worth dick. It's worth what you can do. It's what you're willing to learn from people that actually do work that's valuable. What do you really produce? What do you make? This thinking mentality that we're supposed to have here in America, we're all going to be service sector. Again, that dream's, it's gone. It's not that it doesn't exist, but it's dying. And the world of being able to make real shit, being able to tangibly see something that you do every day, that's where the money is, guys. And that's how I see it, So, Jake, I want all you guys to make money. I really do. All right, so this is ProFax back in here. ProFax, glad you're here, man. Again, you've been in lots of our streams. I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate you participating in the conversation. ProFoc 22, mileage tax is to tax the EVs since they don't pay the fuel tax for the roads. Okay, yeah, and you're 100% right. I didn't say that. I should have said that. He's 100% right. And that's the thing. Like, so the thing about EVs is that I got a Tesla. I got a Model Y. It's awesome. Like from a fueling standpoint. So basically, the cost to own an EV is actually at parity with combustion vehicles, right? So if you do basically it costs me $100 a month to charge my electric vehicle in my garage, right? We had an electrician come in and put in the charger, and again, I can show you guys all this shit if you really want to. I can go upstairs. But anyway, it's $100 a month to charge the EV, and again, we drive probably 100 miles a day, right? Because my shop is in St. Louis, right, which is a 35-mile drive from where I live here in Illinois. And again, it's $100, right? That same drive using a gas-powered vehicle would probably be 3 times as much, right? Depending on the mileage that you get. So the idea is that when you buy gas, you're paying a gas tax, which is to help improve the roads and pay for that kind of stuff. EVs that more people need to be aware of. An EV is wildly heavier than a regular combustion vehicle. EV batteries are insanely heavy, right? So my Model Y weighs like 6,000 pounds, like nearly 6,000 pounds. It's a tiny fucking car. I've got a Volkswagen Touareg, right? An old piece of shit 2000 Volkswagen Touareg in there. It's twice as big as my EV, weighs the same. So like these cars are insanely expensive. They use up tires like crazy. So like I replace my Tesla tires probably once a year. Other cars, it's like 3 years maybe. So you got to get some of that money back. These cars wildly heavy. They obviously are because they're so heavy, they're gonna use up or do more damage to the road rather than more wear and tear on the road. So someone's got to pay for that, right? So I think that the mileage tax on an EV kind of makes sense to me if I'm being completely honest. But in places like California, I don't know if they're doing the same thing. I know in Illinois you're right about the EV side. I don't know about California, but if they want to try and do a mileage tax on combustion vehicles, it won't make sense because you guys already pay taxes on your gasoline. Okay. All right. All right. So it's Mike 2493 Doge audit my ass. Okay. Well, yeah, Doge audit didn't happen, man. It sucks. Okay. Gut feeling Trump 28 2023. Okay, some people think that guy should run for a third term. Like, if he can win, man, more power to him. I love winners. Good for him. Okay, let's see. We got CBD 70HM. Boy Scout, kill us. You don't pay attention. Okay, you guys talking between yourselves. Let's go through work. Let's see how we're doing, guys. I think our comments. Oh no, goddamn, guys, you guys are just like again, guys. Really appreciate the amount of traffic we're getting in here. It's just insane how wild. So I'm doing my best, guys. Like I said. Let me learn this thing. And again, hit the like button, add a discussion as always. I'm trying to always say that, make sure it really helps to kick the algorithm around. It really helps to remember to hit the like button. It gets us more people in the feed. It helps the channel. Channel's now monetized for the first time, which is amazing. It's all you guys that made that possible. And again, I really appreciate it. All right, light switch back in here again. Less regs, more freedom. 100%. Light switch is 100% right. We got too many fucking rules in this country. And the bitch of it is we have so many rules, we don't follow enough of them. We only follow the ones that we want to follow that help us. We don't follow the ones that we don't like, right? It's like free speech. You gotta fucking protect free speech because you gotta protect the shit that you don't want to hear. That's the stuff you gotta protect. You gotta protect the wildest, awful shit is the speech you protect. Same thing with our laws, right? Like, one law is not better than another law, right? Well, I don't like this law. It's outdated. Good, get it off the fucking books, right? You have to subject people to laws in order to get them to be changed. And if you just say, we're gonna look the other way, when they need that law, they're going to come charge somebody with it, right? You show me the person, I'll show you the crime. You ever heard that saying, right? It comes from Russia, right? And that's what they would do. They had so many rules on the books that when they found somebody that they needed to disappear or they needed to put in jail because they didn't like the way they were operating, they would just find a rule or a law that they were breaking, charge them with it, send them away, done, easy. Not cool. Okay, fear not far, bro. A super chatter you and you didn't read it. Again, I'm learning how to do this. I want to read this stuff. I'm trying, and this is fear not farm. Again, how do I do this? I got a whole bunch of buttons on here. I don't know which buttons to push. I'm trying to learn this stuff, and like here's a button down. Let's see what this does. This says start a live goal. I can't do anything with that. And again, you guys are learning this in real time with me. I'm really trying. I do appreciate it. If you guys are in the feed, you put in a super chat. You guys have my email. It's in the feed. Just go to modernwoodorder.com. Put it in an email, and I will make sure that I make it worth your while, okay? Because I really appreciate this stuff. I'm trying to learn here. I got all these buttons on the side. I want to push them, but at the same time, I don't want to, like, do something wrong. I'm terrified of doing something. Okay, let's hit this one. Okay, this says an effect. Okay, that doesn't do it. We got retouch on here. I guess that makes me look hotter or something. Like, again, that's fucking worthless. What am I supposed to do with this? So I can hit this button up here, which clearly people are sending in money and doing super chats, but I don't know how to interact with it, So again, I'll do some research, guys, and I'm going to try and figure this out. Again, if you're, like I said, if you're one of these people that's throwing money into the stream, you wanted your super chat, again, write me. It's going to be thirdeyeeric@gmail.com or go to themodernwoodrunner.com and just click on the email thing. Send me a message. I will make it worth your while. I really appreciate it. So I just want to make sure I make that clear to people. I'm not doing it on purpose. One of the reasons that we do this. So what's this? This says Stardust Void. Okay, this is interesting. So this says Stardust Void, and it has the Modern Woodrunner highlighted, right? I don't know if that means you're a super chatter or you're someone that put in a gift or whatever this kind of stuff is. If you're one of these people, thank you so much. But I'm going to read this thing because it seems like maybe that's something that's unique. If you guys are in the stream, do you guys know how this works? Put in the comments and educate me. I need your help here to try and figure this thing out. Okay, Stardust Void at Modern Woodrunner. By the way, EVs are cheaper in China because they can make batteries and materials cheaper without compromising customer protections. Okay, you're half right. Okay, and this is Stardust Void, I think is what you're trying to say there. Hold on one second. I'm going to go back to your comment. I want to see if anyone can answer my question here. Three-time Trump voter is more like it. Okay, loser, what the fuck, accountability, blah, blah, blah. Eric, if someone puts your thing out there, it will highlight. Okay, so I guess maybe that's a good thing. So this is Sun. Sun, you're saying, Eric, if someone puts your it will be highlighted. Okay, does that mean they're a super chatter or they give out the gift thing? Because like I said, Sun, I'm trying to learn again how all this stuff works. I'm just be patient with me, guys. Like I said, I'll keep interacting. I'll give you guys the time, but I'm trying to learn this stuff. No, it means they put your name. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, let's go back to, I'm going to go back to this comics I started. This is Stardust Void. By the way, EVs are cheaper in China because they can make batteries and materials cheaply without compromising customer protection. Okay, yes, there's, that's half right, okay? So the thing about making things in America, right, is that we have a wildly rigorous red tape situation, right? So it's not like you can just go. So if you guys don't understand how lithium works, there's a place in Nevada called Thacker Pass, right? Thacker Pass is one of the largest ore reserves of lithium in the world, right? It's out in Nevada. And there's a company out there called Lithium America that is literally trying to bring this lithium to market, right? To give it to companies like Panasonic, give it to companies like Tesla, give it to companies like Rivian, right? So they can make batteries and parts and all kinds of shit. The problem is that in order to get all of the EPA, the permitting requirements, the land surveys, the studies, all the bullshit that you have to do to bring those materials to market, this is the production of the materials, right? There's the mining side of it, right? In order to do all that, to move massive amounts of earth, it requires a fucking armada of people that are willing to fight the EPA, right? To fight the legal battles, to bring all of this mining to the customer, right? To bring it to the business and then put it in products. Okay, this they don't have in China, right? The amount of gasoline, diesel, natural gas, all the different kinds of energy you need to bring this stuff to market is wildly more expensive than it is in the third world, right? The labor that it takes to bring all that stuff to market here in America is wildly more expensive than it is to bring in China. Again, my wife's from India, so she kind of explains to me how this whole people to products thing works, right? When you have 1 billion people in your country, labor is worth dick, right? Nothing. And when you don't have the same EPA and the same OSHA and the same tort, the same transportation, all the fucking regulations we have here in America, labor is cheap. Regulations are cheap. So they can build an EV over there for 12,000 American dollars, right? But the minute you bring that into America, it ends up like t-shirts and tennis shoes. Do you guys see how this works? And I've said this for 20 years at this point. I can't get people to wrap their minds around this. Just because you can bring in a cheap product does not make it good for your country. It doesn't make it good for your citizen. You tell me that it's good to bring a $12,000 Chinese EV in here and put Tesla out of business? Like, you guys just gave trillions of fucking dollars to the automotive industry to build these EVs. You're going to put all of them out of business when it comes to EVs? Like, are you okay with that? Again, all the people that work at Tesla that work on building Model 3s, Model Ys, the X's, all whatever the cyber truck, whatever the fuck that thing is, like, you think it's good to put all those people out of work because you can get a cheaper vehicle from China? You guys think that's good? Like, I argue with people about this all the time, and you guys think, oh, cheap. Yeah, when you buy cheap shit, you get cheap shit in the country, and guess what? You make no fucking money. I've said this 1,000 times. I'll say it till nobody ever watches the stream. Okay, sorry, guys. My stream was interrupted there. Okay, back in it. Okay, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, guys. All right, it opened back up. Thank goodness. Okay, we're 110 minutes, guys. I'm going back and forth. I'm going to continue to go through comments. I'm going to give you guys 10 more minutes. We're going to go to 120 minutes. That's 2 hours. I think that's plenty. And then I got to go. My wife is going to be up there probably hooting and hollering. So we got to make content today. You guys understand this? Like, running a business today is not as simple as I just make widget. I hire and fire people. I, go sell things. Like, there's fucking all this media bullshit that we have to do as a company. And some of it's fun, but the other thing is it's kind of ridiculous, if I'm being completely honest with you. So if you guys don't know, again, my name is Eric Wilk. I own The Resplendent Crow. We have a furniture business. We have a large social media presence. We have a large advertising presence. We are all over just go Google The Resplendent Crow and see the furniture that we sell, guys. Again, I'm not trying to sell you nothing, but it'll give you an understanding of where I come from as a person. All right, so I see Son's got some comments in your Son. I want to make sure I go to your comments. Hold on one second, dude. I'm going to go back to a couple of comments. Okay, it says, Son says, Eric, if someone puts your blank in here, it will highlight. Okay, that's good to know, Son. I appreciate you telling me that. Itchy Brain says, loser. I know, total loser. All right, BTAODB, he shouldn't be more professional and shouldn't be vindictive. Yeah, and BTAODB, I agree. Like, Trump's wildly vindictive, and the thing about it is the guy is loyal to a fault, right? He, again, you can hang out with perverts and, potential sex criminals, and he's going to look the other way because you're loyal. And I don't think that's good, especially like on the world stage. That looks terrible. Like, do you guys see how many people have resigned over in Europe because they were in those Epstein files. Okay, here in America, none of that's happened, and I think that's very telling about our culture. We're just deviant behavior isn't shamed the way that it used to be. You can hang out with fucking goofballs and people that do nasty shit, and it's just like, man, well, what am I gonna do? Like, he is who he is. Like, I've said this many times. Like, again, I'm very close to my mother. I love my mother, and I'm not as close to most of my family. My mother, my dad, I got pretty good relationships with. But if my mom knew that I was hanging out with some deviant fuck, like, she would disown me. She would never talk to me. If she found out that I was whatever, doing something that had to deal with little children, and I became that kind of, I don't think she would ever talk to me again, and that would really hurt. Like, my dad would probably come here and murder me before he died. Like, my dad is one of those kind of people, very very stern about rules, very high moral code, very high moral code. I think, yeah, my dad would probably murder me. And again, and these are people that I love, and I don't know if more people have this kind of a situation in their family, but I would never do anything to disappoint my mother. I don't have many guiding lights in my life, but that has been one. And people say, well, yeah, you didn't graduate high school, you didn't go to college, you didn't become this, you can always point to something, but I never broke the law, right? My moral code has always been pretty strong, right? I've always tried to live my life in a way that my mother and the people around me would be proud of, right? And that's one of the reasons I do these streams, is tell you guys that you don't have to follow the perfect path to figure it out. You can simply just work your ass off, and good things will happen. Take every opportunity that comes to you because you are such a hard worker, and good things will come to you, So, okay, all right, this is a WTO ODB Bedford Forest 4426. Bro, his is the president. Okay, let's see, Jake. Yeah, Jake, still in here, man. I appreciate you being here, dude. Thank you guys so much. You guys sticked around for this whole stream. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, I can barely watch a movie for 2 hours these days. You guys are incredible. Okay, call me a racist. I don't care. Yeah, again, racism doesn't mean anything anymore. Like, again, and as a guy that grew up in the '90s, like, I honestly felt like racism didn't exist. I just didn't see it. But now it's a thing. It's fucking everywhere. It's injected in everything. Therefore, it's going to be nothing. And I'm worried that the idea of being a pedophile, you've got so many fucking people that have been called pedophiles as well. Like, the real pedophiles aren't. They're like, yeah. Again, my stock's going down. Like, it's really weird. We throw these words around, and now they don't mean anything. So this idea of shame and being a piece of shit, it's like, well, everyone's just a piece of shit now. It's not good. So. All right, let's see. We got Itchy Brain back in here. Got the emoji. Son says, no, I mean, they put your name. So, Son, I got it, dude. I get what you're saying there. We belong to the light. I disagree. All right, cool. Son, yep. Okay, yep, got it, Son. And again, Son, I appreciate you. You're always helping. Okay, we belong to that. We belong to blah, 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 3920. Leave China's EV chemical stuff alone. Okay, great. All right, we got Camel Hawk 22, Kick-Ass, Lamp Dog. Yeah, again, love the lamp. It's official. It's the real deal. It's pretty cool, right? My mom sent it to me, and it came in a big box. Not like in the movie, but it was cool. I got to unwrap it. I did a video about it. It's cool. I'm a big fan of Christmas movies. I love Christmas, that time of year. I don't decorate or nothing, but I love the music. I love the smell of Christmas. Christmas has a smell to it, that season. I love all the Christmas songs. Big fan of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Mariah Carey, all that good stuff. Okay, who else here? Let's see if we got any new names in here at this point. Okay, we got Leon Barfield 1560. Itchy Brain, the only one with derangement is you. Okay, all right. And then we belong to the light says no. They can completely keep the reviews of their crap. Don't want them. Don't need them. Yeah, I don't. The whole EV China thing is just, like I said, I've seen enough videos about electric vehicles. Like, Chinese make, and I've said this as like someone who's very pro-America as far as like manufacturing stuff goes. Chinese make great shit. Vietnam makes great shit. I mean, they really do make good stuff. But the problem is that we taught them, like big business literally took all your guys' jobs and sent them over to the third world, right? They took our technology, our CNC technology, our chip making technology, like everything that we've done here, all of our scientific research that we've done that we have paid for as Americans, and they sent to the third world. Third world quality of life got better, and now we're like, well, what am I supposed to do? I can't make enough money to buy a home, to buy a car. I can't make enough money for dick. you know, and they're just like, well, worry about China. China's evil. Like, wait, we propped them up. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, are they bad or are they good? Like, you want to tariff everyone, but you don't tariff them. They're the boogeyman. Like, what's going on? Russia? Like, we always talk about Russia as like this awful place. Like, I don't know. I've never been to Russia. I have no fucking idea. But the Cold War. I get what the fuck are we? What are we doing? I can't figure this out. Like, focus. Bad Russia. Bad China. Like, I can't figure it out, guys. Okay. All right. Says Itchy Brain says gay Trump derangement system. Yeah, a lot of people got Trump derangement. Some guys is bad. Okay, we got who's this? Patrick McElrath 4962 is in here. You like putting words in people's mouths? Yeah, that's actually a good Patrick. A lot of people do that kind of stuff. Like, it's just I don't know. Like, you can't have like intelligent conversations with people. And I wouldn't say intelligent. Like, you just can't have like honest conversations with people. Like, people always are trying to like pigeonhole. Everyone wants to be pigeonholed, and I don't agree with that. So, all right, Levictus is in. Levictus Cornwall, 1899. Okay, man. Glad you're. His gay ass didn't vote for Trump. Yeah, again, I don't know if you're talking about me, but I voted for Trump twice. Again, like I said, I've said it many times. Like, I'm the guy with the Trump sign on his deck with in a sea of Wall Terrace signs, and everyone that I live with around here is pretty blue as far as I can tell. But again, I got issues with Trump these days. I just want to do a stream about it. I want to tell people, like, it's okay. It's okay to have reservations, right? It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to admit that what you thought was a good thing is in fact not a good thing, right? That, you know, we got to change course. Like, when you start putting all the dots together and you see what this administration will let go of, right? I.e. Epstein, right? I.e. Tax cuts for wealthy people, i.e. shipping jobs overseas, you know, i.e. all these kinds of snatching leaders out of other countries, i.e. sending the military all over the world to fuck with people, i.e. giving our tax dollars away to foreign countries. Like, I'm just tired of it, you know? And again, Trump isn't helping the housing industry. He's not helping young people get what it is they need to be productive members of society, to start the American dream, right? The American dream that I got to live, the American dream that Trump got to live. Like, I don't see it. You know, and again, you got all these people on Fox News out there, you know, with their big fucking dicks in Trump's mouth. You know, people got to be honest. I mean, you got to be honest at this point. It's out of control. And again, this guy has never met a deviant that he doesn't like. The people that surround him, a lot of them are crooks, and I'm just, it's getting very frustrating. So, all right, so we got. I'm gonna give you guys another minute here, and then we're gonna go. Let me go through. Let's go. We're going to start from the last comment I got here. We're going to work our way backwards. We're going to go till 1:20. Again, I appreciate all you guys doing this. I try to do a talk every day. Usually it's around noon. You know, it seems like 7 o'clock works sometimes. I appreciate everyone putting their comments in here. If I read your super chat, or excuse me, if you put in a super chat, if you put in anything that paid money for any of that kind of stuff, and I didn't interact with it, I didn't give you what you wanted, like I said, please email me at thirdeyeeric at google.com. or Google at gmail.com, or go to the Modern Woodrunner. There's a link there. You can click on something. Let me know. And like I said, I will make it worth your while. I will, so I own a furniture company. I own real products. I make real shit. I'm a good dude. So I want to make sure I get this thing right. I'm going to learn how this thing works, guys. I'm doing the best that I can. Just, again, I appreciate everyone's help and going back and forth with me, but I'm doing the best that I can. So, okay, we got, who's this? Penguin Prism 0664. Do you agree that one side is far worse than the other? I did. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, yeah, I believe that the liberal way of thinking, right? What we see from like people like Bernie Sanders and I mean, even like my senator here, Tammy Duckworth. Like, I think these people are communist, quasi-socialist type people. I think that they don't value exceptionalism, right? Of people that are really good at things. I think they don't value things that I value. I don't think that they value how important it is to have a meritocratic society. I don't think they value that kind of stuff. I think that they can help anybody, and I don't necessarily think that. I think that both sides are very into war. I think that both sides are equally into wasting tax dollars. I think that both sides are equally willing to arrest you for doing something that they would not arrest somebody else for. And that's about all I can say about it, right? Yes. So yeah, I do lean a little bit right for sure, but what I'm seeing now is I just see tribalism. Again, like, if you're on the right, then, you know, people on the right can do no wrong. If you're on the left, people on the left can do no wrong. And I don't see it that way. So Penguin, I hope that answers your question. That's how I see it. All right, Fair Game 2026. Does anyone remember Manuel Noriega? Yeah, Manuel Noriega, man, he's done. He was Panama. everyone put their money in with that guy, and then they got fucking taken over. And there's a great story about who's the guy that founded John McAfee. Go watch that Netflix special on John McAfee. Fucking awesome. And he talks about that whole Panama thing. That's where a lot of people were putting their money. And again, if you guys know anything about Iran Contra, like that massive scandal, go read up on that. Okay, let's see if we can agree that one side is worse. Yes, Penguin. I do agree, but it's not as wide as you guys think it is, or as I think it is. Patrick, okay, the whole situation with healthcare has been poor since Nixon. Yep, 100%. Again, I've said it many times. Like, insurance isn't insurance anymore. Insurance has turned into welfare. Insurance has turned into they just want everyone to pay for everything. Again, if you break your leg, there's no insurance for that. You get sick, there's no fucking insurance for that. Go pay cash. Stop relying on everyone else to take care of you. Again, you get cancer, like blanket over, paid for, done. Right? You get something that's obscure that we don't know how to deal with. But again, like X-rays should cost nothing. MRIs should cost nothing. Z-Packs should cost nothing. You get a broken bone, should cost nothing. Like, these are all things that, again, Americans should be able to pay for. But the cost of, again, paying for everything for everybody has just caused businesses to raise their price on everything, caused insurance to raise their price on everything, which is why you can't afford anything. So, okay, guys, I got to get out of here. I appreciate everyone's time. Again, I will say it one more time. If you've hit a super chat, if you added any dollar, money, any of that kind of stuff, like I said, hit me up in the email. Let me know. I want to make sure that I respect what you've done and help you out, give you something cool. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Let's do this talk again. We'll talk about all kinds of fun stuff once a day. I'm doing streams today. Today, my stream is going to be on how to polish brass. So if you guys want to know about the woodworking side of things, the business side of things, I will show you guys how I do that in real time. And it's always fun to watch Eric fucking bounce around and fuck things up and try and show you guys how to fix them in real time. No editing. So, guys,